This week, Friday Night Football is back on the air, and we head to Argyle for a premier district showdown to wrap up September. Fifth-ranked Argyle hosts Colleyville Heritage as two of the top teams in District 3 5A Division II square off in a game that figures to matter heavily in the district title race. And don't be surprised if this game features a heavy dose of defense. Both teams are coming off wins over another top district opponent, Mansfield Timberview. Argyle held them to just 14 points, and Colleyville Heritage shut them out in a 10-0 win this past Friday. Now a test of wills for these two programs with first place in the district at stake. Players to watch this week for Colleyville Heritage is their big defensive tackle in the middle, Evan Niata, a 6'2", 280-pound force in the middle, also a pass rusher, and the Division I prospect has got help alongside him with a stout unit under head coach Jerry Edwards that can get after it. And it will be a battle in the trenches this week because one of the guys responsible for handling Niata is Argyle's 6'10" left tackle, Tyler Roberts. He too is a Division I prospect. And did I mention he's 6'10", also 325 pounds? The line of scrimmage will be fun to watch this week. You can tune in live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV.
Hi everyone, I'm WFAA Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus. It's Friday Night Football. I hope you're ready for this, and we're broadcasting it on WFAA+. It's our fourth Friday Night Football broadcast of the year, and it's our 7th year streaming these live broadcasts of these North Texas football games. Mike Leslie, yes, our Mike Leslie is doing the play-by-play. We're going to show the marching bands play during the halftime show too, so some pretty exciting stuff. Tonight's WFAA Friday Night Football broadcast features Colleyville Heritage at Argyle. It's our WFAA+. It's our free streaming platform. Did you hear me say that? It's our free streaming platform, okay? You can also check it out on your smart TVs through Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV. Game kicks off at 7 o'clock tonight. Pre-game show starts about 10 minutes before that 7 o'clock kickoff. Now, these two schools, they were the preseason favorites to win their district title. Argyle's the 5th-ranked team in the state at their 5A Division II classification level. Each team's only loss of the year so far has come against state-ranked teams in the higher 5A Division I. Should be a good matchup between these two strong defenses. So let me give you the forecast. 7 o'clock, Eagle Stadium. 7 o'clock, 82 degrees, 79 degrees at 8 o'clock, and 77 degrees at 9 o'clock. Now here's the other two. Forney. Okay, we're looking at the DeSoto Eagles and the Waxahachie Indians. 83 degrees at that 7 o'clock kickoff, 8 o'clock, 78, 9 o'clock at 76 degrees. And then the last one, that's the Forney one, the Forney Jackrabbits and the North Forney Falcons. It's at Citibank Stadium. Kickoff's at 7:30. Pleasant temperatures. We'll start 80, 81 degrees at kickoff, and then we'll quickly drop into the 70s. So it's a nice night, and we should have some great games all across North Texas. Make sure you always keep it with WFAA for the latest. Hope you have a great night tonight. I hope you have a great weekend as well. We'll be here for the latest.
This week, Friday Night Football is back on the air, and we head to Argyle for a premier district showdown to wrap up September. Fifth-ranked Argyle hosts Colleyville Heritage as two of the top teams in District 3 5A Division II square off in a game that figures to matter heavily in the district title race. And don't be surprised if this game features a heavy dose of defense. Both teams are coming off wins over another top district opponent, Mansfield Timberview. Argyle held them to just 14 points, and Colleyville Heritage shut them out in a 10-0 win this past Friday. Now a test of wills for these two programs with first place in the district at stake. Players to watch this week for Colleyville Heritage is their big defensive tackle in the middle, Evan Niata, a 6'2", 280-pound force in the middle, also a pass rusher, and the Division I prospect has got help alongside him with a stout unit under head coach Jerry Edwards that can get after it. And it will be a battle in the trenches this week because one of the guys responsible for handling Niata is Argyle's 6'10" left tackle, Tyler Roberts. He too is a Division I prospect. And did I mention he's 6'10", also 325 pounds? The line of scrimmage will be fun to watch this week. You can tune in live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV.
Hi everyone, I'm WFA Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus. It's Friday Night Football. I hope you're ready for this, and we're broadcasting it on WFAA Plus. It's our fourth Friday Night Football broadcast of the year, and it's our 7th year streaming these live broadcasts of these North Texas football games. Mike Leslie, yes, our Mike Leslie is doing the play-by-play. We're going to show the marching bands play during the halftime show too, so some pretty exciting stuff. Tonight's WFA Friday Night Football broadcast features Colleyville Heritage at Argyle. It's our WFAA Plus. It's our free streaming platform. Did you hear me say that? It's our free streaming platform, okay? You can also check it out on your smart TVs through Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV. Game kicks off at 7 o'clock tonight. Pre-game show starts about 10 minutes before that 7 o'clock kickoff. Now, these two schools, they were the preseason favorites to win their district title. Argyle's the 5th ranked team in the state at their 5A Division II classification level. Each team's only loss of the year so far has come against state-ranked teams in the higher 5A Division I. Should be a good matchup between these two strong defenses. So let me give you the forecast. 7 o'clock, Eagle Stadium. 7 o'clock, 82 degrees, 79 degrees at 8 o'clock, and 77 degrees at 9 o'clock. Now here's the other two. Forney. Okay, we're looking at the DeSoto Eagles and the Waxahachie Indians. 83 degrees at that 7 o'clock kickoff, 8 o'clock, 78, 9 o'clock at 76 degrees. And then the last one, that's the Forney one, the Forney Jackrabbits and the North Forney Falcons. It's at Citibank Stadium. Kickoff's at 7:30, pleasant temperatures. We'll start 80, 81 degrees at kickoff, and then we'll quickly drop into the 70s. So it's a nice night, and we should have some great games all across North Texas. Make sure you always keep it with WFAA for the latest. Hope you have a great night tonight. I hope you have a great weekend as well. We'll be here for the latest.
This week, Friday Night Football is back on the air, and we head to Argyle for a premier district showdown to wrap up September. 5th-ranked Argyle hosts Colleyville Heritage as two of the top teams in District 3 5A Division II square off in a game that figures to matter heavily in the district title race. And don't be surprised if this game features a heavy dose of defense. Both teams are coming off wins over another top district opponent, Mansfield Timberview. Argyle held them to just 14 points, and Colleyville Heritage shut them out in a 10-0 win this past Friday. Now a test of wills for these two programs with first place in the district at stake. Players to watch this week for Colleyville Heritage is their big defensive tackle in the middle, Evan Niata, a 6'2", 280-pound force in the middle, also a pass rusher, and the Division I prospect has got help alongside him with a stout unit under head coach Jerry Edwards that can get after it. And it will be a battle in the trenches this week because one of the guys responsible for handling Niata is Argyle's 6'10" left tackle, Tyler Roberts. He too is a Division I prospect. And did I mention he's 6'10", also 325 pounds? The line of scrimmage will be fun to watch this week. You can tune in live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA Plus. Download WFAA Plus to your TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV.
Hi everyone, I'm WFA Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus. It's Friday Night Football. I hope you're ready for this, and we're broadcasting it on WFAA Plus. It's our fourth Friday Night Football broadcast of the year, and it's our 7th year streaming these live broadcasts of these North Texas football games. Mike Leslie, yes, our Mike Leslie is doing the play-by-play. We're going to show the marching bands play during the halftime show too, so some pretty exciting stuff. Tonight's WFA Friday Night Football broadcast features Colleyville Heritage at Argyle. It's our WFAA Plus. It's our free streaming platform. Did you hear me say that? It's our free streaming platform, okay? You can also check it out on your smart TVs through Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV. Game kicks off at 7 o'clock tonight. Pre-game show starts about 10 minutes before that 7 o'clock kickoff. Now, these two schools, they were the preseason favorites to win their district title. Argyle's the 5th ranked team in the state at their 5A Division II classification level. Each team's only loss of the year so far has come against state-ranked teams in the higher 5A Division I. Should be a good matchup between these two strong defenses. So let me give you the forecast. 7 o'clock, Eagle Stadium. 7 o'clock, 82 degrees, 79 degrees at 8 o'clock, and 77 degrees at 9 o'clock. Now here's the other two. Forney. Okay, we're looking at the DeSoto Eagles and the Waxahachie Indians. 83 degrees at that 7 o'clock kickoff, 8 o'clock, 78, 9 o'clock at 76 degrees. And then the last one, that's the Forney one, the Forney Jackrabbits and the North Forney Falcons. It's at Citibank Stadium. Kickoff's at 7:30, pleasant temperatures. We'll start 80, 81 degrees at kickoff, and then we'll quickly drop into the 70s. So it's a nice night, and we should have some great games all across North Texas. Make sure you always keep it with WFAA for the latest. Hope you have a great night tonight. I hope you have a great weekend as well. We'll be here for the latest.
This week, Friday Night Football is back on the air, and we head to Argyle for a premier district showdown to wrap up September. Fifth-ranked Argyle hosts Colleyville Heritage as two of the top teams in District 3 5A Division II square off in a game that figures to matter heavily in the district title race. And don't be surprised if this game features a heavy dose of defense. Both teams are coming off wins over another top district opponent, Mansfield Timberview. Argyle held them to just 14 points, and Colleyville Heritage shut them out in a 10-0 win this past Friday. Now a test of wills for these two programs with first place in the district at stake. Players to watch this week for Colleyville Heritage is their big defensive tackle in the middle, Evan Niata, a 6'2", 280-pound force in the middle, also a pass rusher, and the Division I prospect has got help alongside him with a stout unit under head coach Jerry Edwards that can get after it. And it will be a battle in the trenches this week because one of the guys responsible for handling Niata is Argyle's 6'10" left tackle, Tyler Roberts. He too is a Division I prospect. And did I mention he's 6'10", also 325 pounds? The line of scrimmage will be fun to watch this week. You can tune in live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV.
Hi everyone, I'm WFAA Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus. It's Friday Night Football. I hope you're ready for this, and we're broadcasting it on WFAA+. It's our fourth Friday Night Football broadcast of the year, and it's our 7th year streaming these live broadcasts of these North Texas football games. Mike Leslie, yes, our Mike Leslie is doing the play-by-play. We're going to show the marching bands play during the halftime show too, so some pretty exciting stuff. Tonight's WFAA Friday Night Football broadcast features Colleyville Heritage at Argyle. It's our WFAA+. It's our free streaming platform. Did you hear me say that? It's our free streaming platform, okay? You can also check it out on your smart TVs through Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV. Game kicks off at 7 o'clock tonight. Pre-game show starts about 10 minutes before that 7 o'clock kickoff. Now, these two schools, they were the preseason favorites to win their district title. Argyle's the 5th-ranked team in the state at their 5A Division II classification level. Each team's only loss of the year so far has come against state-ranked teams in the higher 5A Division I. Should be a good matchup between these two strong defenses. So let me give you the forecast. 7 o'clock, Eagle Stadium. 7 o'clock, 82 degrees, 79 degrees at 8 o'clock, and 77 degrees at 9 o'clock. Now here's the other two. Forney. Okay, we're looking at the DeSoto Eagles and the Waxahachie Indians. 83 degrees at that 7 o'clock kickoff, 8 o'clock, 78, 9 o'clock at 76 degrees. And then the last one, that's the Forney one, the Forney Jackrabbits and the North Forney Falcons. It's at Citibank Stadium. Kickoff's at 7:30, pleasant temperatures. We'll start 80, 81 degrees at kickoff, and then we'll quickly drop into the 70s. So it's a nice night, and we should have some great games all across North Texas. Make sure you always keep it with WFAA for the latest. Hope you have a great night tonight. I hope you have a great weekend as well. We'll be here for the latest.
This week, Friday Night Football is back on the air, and we head to Argyle for a premier district showdown to wrap up September. Fifth-ranked Argyle hosts Colleyville Heritage as two of the top teams in District 3 5A Division II square off in a game that figures to matter heavily in the district title race. And don't be surprised if this game features a heavy dose of defense. Both teams are coming off wins over another top district opponent, Mansfield Timberview. Argyle held them to just 14 points, and Colleyville Heritage shut them out in a 10-0 win this past Friday. Now a test of wills for these two programs with first place in the district at stake. Players to watch this week for Colleyville Heritage is their big defensive tackle in the middle, Evan Niata, a 6'2", 280-pound force in the middle, also a pass rusher, and the Division I prospect has got help alongside him with a stout unit under head coach Jerry Edwards that can get after it. And it will be a battle in the trenches this week because one of the guys responsible for handling Niata is Argyle's 6'10" left tackle Tyler Roberts. He too is a Division I prospect. And did I mention he's 6'10", also 325 pounds? The line of scrimmage will be fun to watch this week. You can tune in live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV.
Hi everyone, I'm WFAA Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus. It's Friday Night Football. I hope you're ready for this, and we're broadcasting it on WFAA+. It's our 4th Friday Night Football broadcast of the year, and it's our 7th year streaming these live broadcasts of these North Texas football games. Mike Leslie, yes, our Mike Leslie is doing the play-by-play. We're going to show the marching bands play during the halftime show too, so some pretty exciting stuff. Tonight's WFAA Friday Night Football broadcast features Colleyville Heritage at Argyle. It's our WFAA+. It's our free streaming platform. Did you hear me say that? It's our free streaming platform, okay? You can also check it out on your smart TVs through Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV. Game kicks off at 7 o'clock tonight. Pre-game show starts about 10 minutes before that 7 o'clock kickoff. Now, these two schools, they were the preseason favorites to win their district title. Argyle's the 5th ranked team in the state at their 5A Division II classification level. Each team's only loss of the year so far has come against state-ranked teams in the higher 5A Division I. Should be a good matchup between these two strong defenses. So let me give you the forecast. 7 o'clock, Eagle Stadium. 7 o'clock, 82 degrees, 79 degrees at 8 o'clock, and 77 degrees at 9 o'clock. Now here's the other two. Forney. Okay, we're looking at the DeSoto Eagles and the Waxahachie Indians. 83 degrees at that 7 o'clock kickoff, 8 o'clock, 78, 9 o'clock at 76 degrees. And then the last one, that's the Forney one, the Forney Jackrabbits and the North Forney Falcons. It's at Citibank Stadium. Kickoff's at 7:30, pleasant temperatures. We'll start 80, 81 degrees at kickoff, and then we'll quickly drop into the 70s. So it's a nice night, and we should have some great games all across North Texas. Make sure you always keep it with WFAA for the latest. Hope you have a great night tonight. I hope you have a great weekend as well. We'll be here for the latest.
This week, Friday Night Football is back on the air, and we head to Argyle for a premier district showdown to wrap up September. 5th-ranked Argyle hosts Colleyville Heritage as two of the top teams in District 3 5A Division II square off in a game that figures to matter heavily in the district title race. And don't be surprised if this game features a heavy dose of defense. Both teams are coming off wins over another top district opponent, Mansfield Timberview. Argyle held them to just 14 points, and Colleyville Heritage shut them out in a 10-0 win this past Friday. Now a test of wills for these two programs with first place in the district at stake. Players to watch this week for Colleyville Heritage is their big defensive tackle in the middle, Evan Niata, a 6'2", 280-pound force in the middle, also a pass rusher, and the Division I prospect has got help alongside him with a stout unit under head coach Jerry Edwards that can get after it. And it will be a battle in the trenches this week because one of the guys responsible for handling Niata is Argyle's 6'10" left tackle Tyler Roberts. He too is a Division I prospect. And did I mention he's 6'10", also 325 pounds? The line of scrimmage will be fun to watch this week. You can tune in live for free Friday night at 7 on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your TV using Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV.
Hi everyone, I'm WFAA Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus. It's Friday Night Football. I hope you're ready for this, and we're broadcasting it on WFAA+. It's our 4th Friday Night Football broadcast of the year, and it's our 7th year streaming these live broadcasts of these North Texas football games. Mike Leslie, yes, our Mike Leslie is doing the play-by-play. We're going to show the marching bands play during the halftime show too, so some pretty exciting stuff. Tonight's WFAA Friday Night Football broadcast features Colleyville Heritage at Argyle. It's our WFAA+. It's our free streaming platform. Did you hear me say that? It's our free streaming platform, okay? You can also check it out on your smart TVs through Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV. Game kicks off at 7 o'clock tonight. Pre-game show starts about 10 minutes before that 7 o'clock kickoff. Now, these two schools, they were the preseason favorites to win their district title. Argyle's the 5th ranked team in the state at their 5A Division II classification level. Each team's only loss of the year so far has come against state-ranked teams.
As the month of September rounds to a close, the start of district play has arrived. And tonight, it's a battle of 5A heavyweights. Colleyville Heritage at 5th-ranked Argyle in a rematch of a playoff classic from last November on Friday Night Football. And with that, we welcome you to Denton County, Argyle's Eagle Stadium, the site tonight. Mike Leslie alongside the former Lincoln High and Kansas State linebacker Heckma Harrison. Heckma, we've got a good one tonight. This one should be special. Two of the very best 5A Division II programs in the state of Texas.
Yeah, district ramifications all around for both of these squads, but man, they have no love lost here between these two schools. And as we've been told, look, they knocked each other out of playoffs in basketball, volleyball. They have run into each other quite a bit.
And they ran into each other on the football field last November. Let's take you back to the day after Thanksgiving a year ago. These two teams meeting in the regional semifinals, and this game was fantastic. Luke Ulrich here with the touchdown run, 7-3 Heritage early on. Next possession, Ulrich hits Hayden Golden over the middle for an 81-yard touchdown hookup, and it was 14-3 Panthers. Argyle, though, would respond. Chase Bagley, a stud for them a year ago, back again this year. The 11-yard touchdown run. It was 17-13 Heritage at halftime. Third quarter, Hayden Golden goes to work again, this time on the ground. The touchdown run makes it 24-20 Heritage. In the fourth quarter, though, Argyle surged. Back-to-back touchdowns. McGuire Gasperson held here to Will Krzyziak. The 44-yard touchdown made it 34-24 Argyle in the fourth, a 10-point lead. But Heritage would come back. A touchdown on a fourth down made it a 3-point gain. And then here, with 41 seconds left, Ulrich to Braden Blewett for the game winner with under a minute to play. Heritage with the 38-34 win, and they would move on to the regional final. So as you might imagine, Heritage wants tonight to go just the same. Argyle wants revenge this evening for sure. But one big piece of breaking news that we learned earlier this week from Jerry Edwards, the head coach of Colleyville Heritage, Braden Blewett, the young man who you saw make that game-winning touchdown reception in that regional semifinal, tore his ACL, Heckma, in their game last week against Mansfield Timberview. He's not only out for tonight, he is done for the season. One of the very best players in North Texas sees his senior year come to a close.
You know what? You know, it's one of those gut-wrenching injuries that you see for a guy that is a senior and has such an impact. But Blewett, his career is going to continue. But right now, for Colleyville Heritage, they have to generate offense from somewhere else. And finding out tonight is going to be going up against a defense that's going to have plenty of guys that are going to test them and test their will. But up front for them, I'm telling you, they all get behind their offensive line. On the other side, for the Panthers, like I said, they have one of the best defenses also. So I anticipate this being a battle.
And this game matters just that much more because now, after meeting last year in the playoffs, this year they were redistricted into the same district. 3-5A Division II now houses both of these two teams, and they are the two preseason favorites to win this district.
Arlington Seguin also in the mix here, Heckma. They matter as well, and they've had a very good start to the season. But the winner of tonight's game figures to matter heavily in who wins this district.
Hey, for both of these coaches, they're probably saying, do me a favor, don't do me any favors. Don't put me in the same district with these guys.
Right.
And then they get an opportunity to go head-to-head. And then out of nowhere comes Arlington Seguin.
Yeah.
Joe Gordon, a former teammate of mine at Kansas State, is getting these guys together over in Arlington Seguin. And it's taken them a couple of years to get things rolling, but they are rolling.
They are rolling now. Both of these two teams are as well. Let's get you our players to watch for tonight. And Heckma, we got ourselves a battle in the trenches. For Colleyville Heritage, it is their defensive tackle, Evan Nyata, the leader of this stout defense that shut out Mansfield Timberview a week ago, 10-0. He is a Division I prospect, and he can both get after the quarterback and stop the run.
He is a big body at 6'2", about 300 pounds. One of the great things that I'm going to be looking at for him is just his ability to anchor against this huge offensive line on the other side for Argyle. Look, his ability to stop the run but also get pressure on the quarterback is going to be very important. He has some running mates with him. It's going to take all 11 of those guys.
Meanwhile, for Argyle, it is their big left tackle, Tyler Roberts, who's going to have a big hand in trying to slow down Nyata and his defensive front. This kid's 6'10" and 330 pounds. Look at this young man. He's a monster. And he can move, too, Heckma.
Here's the deal. That kid that you're looking at is number 73, is 6'10". But so what that should tell you is the kids around him are pretty big as well. They don't look too short when next to him. And so this is a massive offensive line. When you have someone that's 6'2", 6'10", 330 pounds, you ask yourself, how's his feet? All they say is the kid has great feet.
Yeah.
Right now he's working on finishing those blocks, being powerful, having a nasty demeanor. They have some great offensive linemen up front, man. I can't wait to see this matchup.
Two of the premier programs in North Texas, bar none, and they square off next. Kickoff from Argyle when we return on Friday Night Football. The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Denton Ryan at Aledo. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Friday Night Football on the air from Argyle's Eagle Stadium. The winner tonight takes pole position toward winning the District 3-5A Division II championship. We welcome you to Eagle Stadium. Kickoff just moments away. Argyle will get the football first. Heritage to kick it away. Head coach Jerry Edwards' team, Heckma, ready to roll. They like being on defense. They will be on defense first.
Yeah, this is one of those games where you want to test who wants it. That is right away. And these are two teams, like I said in the open, that there is no love lost between them. I'm anticipating a defensive match. I know that doesn't jive with everybody else out there, but that's one of those games that I, as a former defensive guy, I look forward to.
Listen, I'm a former quarterback. You know I like the playoff game we saw from these two teams in November. 38-34, back and forth, lots of scores, lots of action. That's just, it's the way I'm bred. But this should be a lot of fun. A knockdown, drag them out, like 20-17 type of football game tonight should be an awful lot of fun. Do not expect the Argyle Eagles to return this kickoff because Ryan Zuckert has a massive leg. He sends this one 8 yards deep in the end zone, and out comes the Argyle Eagles offense. Quarterback McGuire Gasperson, wearing number 11, the junior, took over midway through last year after the injury to John Gailey. This year, he is the guy from the word go, and heck, he's a much more mobile quarterback than really Todd Rogers has ever been used to. He's almost kind of been loath to have a mobile quarterback, but he said it has been a benefit to this offense this season.
Hey, he's gonna let this dog off the chain and out of the backyard tonight. He knows that he needs to let his athleticism flourish, especially with this Panthers defense in front of him.
They'll go to the air to start the game, though, and it's a deep ball up the near sideline. Knocked away, but a flag. They went deep for Julian Caldwell, the sophomore, and he draws the penalty on Hayden West.
Oh, Hayden West. Look, he's running a step behind, but when you're beat in a situation like that, you just have to continue to run. That ball is underthrown. If Gasperson puts a little bit more air on that, that's walking off in the first play of the game.
Caldwell, the sophomore, offers from multiple SEC schools, including Ole Miss, an SMU offer, a Texas Tech offer. It is pass interference. Our referee, Bill Theodore, tonight, leading a 7-man crew. One of the finest crews in North Texas. Feels like we have Bill Theodore's crew every other week through the Friday Night Football season. They keep giving us Bill Theodore's crew, one of the best guys in the area.
The best follow the best.
Will Krzyzak was trying to signal to Gasperson before the snap. He doesn't look that way. Gasperson trying to get out the back door and chased out of bounds by Dax Hebeson on the near sideline, picked up 2.
And that's better coverage on that play.
You see your starters on the screen there. Watson Bell, the stud running back. Chase Bagley, who you saw in the highlight package earlier, scoring in that playoff game a year ago, is their usual starter at running back. He's out again tonight. Might be back next week, maybe the week after. Quick throw near side. Will Krzyzak makes the catch, breaking away into Colleyville Heritage territory and down to the 43.
That's the danger of a guy like Krzyzak. You see, as soon as he catches that ball, he's looking to get into open spaces. That's the thing for the Panthers defensively. They have to make sure to limit Krzyzak's catches, but also get him down when he catches it.
Jackson Green out tonight, so Will Krzyzak coming down into the slot mostly tonight. First handoff of the game to Watson Bell, and he's bottled up quickly. This is a Mansfield Timberview, a Colleyville Heritage defense that shut out Mansfield Timberview a week ago. Their linebacker core under their head coach, Jerry Edwards, who's also their defensive coordinator, veteran leaders, and they get after it.
Yeah, they do, and obviously Coach was talking about his defense and how proud he is of these guys and the way that they compete.
That ball's just flat dropped by Will Krzyzak. He can't believe it himself.
He's talking to his hands. He's trying to figure out what's going on. This Krzyzak doesn't drop many balls, but I think right there he's hearing footsteps. He has Darren Lloyd coming right in his peripheral. He sees the lick coming.
Very quickly, a 3rd down and 9 here. Can Heritage make the stop? Quick throw near side. Braden Bach on the receiving end. First down and a little bit more to the 30-yard stripe.
If you're not used to watching an Argyle's Eagles, this team, they go quick tempo at all things. So we're going to be talking fast tonight.
And that's one thing that Jerry Edwards said he was going to be heads up for, was the tempo that they play with. Krzyzak this time makes the catch, lost his footing for a moment, but he's able to fight his way forward for a few. This Argyle offense, it's a power-running, vertical passing game. They try to run to set up the pass, and Krzyzak is their main target in that passing game.
When you have a defense as fast as this Panthers defense is, you want these guys to turn and run, and that's a great objective right now for the offensive coordinator on the other side.
Handoff here for Bell up the middle. Grabbing a hold of him there at the very middle of the field is Madden Williams. and it's going to be 3rd down and about 4. Argyle, one of the brand name programs in all of Texas high school football, certainly here in North Texas. The championship pedigree they have developed under Todd Rogers over the course of his 22 years, a pair of state championships. They are regularly contending for a title. 5th in the state rankings here preseason, and moving the chains there is Watson Bell. It's 1st down. They are in the red zone in 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yeah, just the first couple of minutes here of the first quarter, and you can already tell this tempo really affecting the Panthers just to get the game started, trying to get reset, get these tackles.
A week ago against Timberview, Heritage gave up only 2 third down conversions on 13 tries. Already 2 third down conversions on this drive for Argyle. This throw to the far side, Grant Romero with his 5th catch of the year. Made all 4 of his catches so far this season 2 weeks ago in that Timberview game. Kind of bursting on the scene, and a starter tonight in place of Jackson Green. 2nd and 5. Bell with space, breaks to the outside. He's got the corner and he's got the end zone. Watson Bell, his 2nd touchdown run in a couple of weeks, his 6th of the year, and Argyle strikes first.
Looking at this replay, everything on the outside, man, they may have missed a holding call on the outside. Coach Jerry Edwards is definitely is looking to the officials right there, but that is a great first drive to open this game for the Argyle Eagles. That tempo that they played with was excellent. They hit everything underneath. They try them with a big play over the top to open things up. Man, that's, again, a great drive for the Argyle Eagles.
Watson Bell and the Argyle Eagles marching right down the field. Who said defensive struggle? Off we go with this Argyle offense. And the Eagles strike first here on Friday Night Football.
WFAA Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses. It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of human spirit, its agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify communities. We give you the stats, but inspire you with the stories, the unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable. We bring it to you all because sports lives in all of us.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Denton Ryan at Aledo.
Stream the broadcast free.
Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Man, are we ever looking forward to next week's game. Denton Ryan and Aledo, #1 and #2 in the state rankings. That one should be an awful lot of fun. This one's off to a fun start as well. Watson Bell with the 13-yard touchdown run. Just 2 minutes and 50 seconds into this one. And Argyle gets ready to kick it away. Anthony Ruvalcaba to send it deep. Bryson Burgess, Adrian Gaines deep to return.
That's what I get for broadcasting games with a quarterback. I knew you were going to make me eat my words on that first score. It's like maybe he forgot I said that. No such luck.
The touchback from Ruvalcaba. And out comes the Colleyville Heritage offense. Bodie Weaver, the signal caller this year for the Panthers, taking over for Luke Ulrich, who combined for 54 touchdowns a year ago, 39 through the air, 15 more on the ground. But Bodie Weaver can absolutely play, so much so that Todd Rogers was talking with some of the folks from the Argyle Eagles broadcast this week. He said he's not sure that he might not even be better than Luke Ulrich, which is huge praise.
Well, that's saying a lot.
It's a mouthful, but Bodie Weaver can play. He can sling it around. He can run the ball, too. He'll hand the ball off on the first play of the game to Gerard Wiley, and Wiley's got nowhere to go. There is size on this Argyle Eagles front, and Max Bland makes the stop.
Yeah, Max Bland is 6'2", 245 from that linebacker position, and you see how fast he got up and closed that hole. When you have a team like the Panthers in front of you that is going to play a power game at linebacker, you're going to have to make sure that you squeeze down and not allow that guy to get out the back door.
2nd down and 9. Quick throw far side. Nick Wankambe on the receiving end, and he'll have enough for a first down. Wankambe is going to be a really important piece for them with the absence now of Braden Blewett. This is a Colleyville Heritage team that last year scored points in bunches between Ulrich and Blewett and the weapons that they had. they can still put up points. There is absolutely belief for Jeremy Snyder, their offensive coordinator, and for Jerry Edwards, their head coach, that they can score, but they're going to have to find different ways to do it. The carry here for Wiley picks up, give him 4.
Yeah, the thing about that, Mike, is that they have to stay true to who they are, and you see it right now. They set up everything off of their running game. They run to pass, and they want to make sure that they soften up your defense so that the play action starts to work. Bodie Weaver, though, I'm loving the way that he's opening up this game at 6'3", man. He's just looking down over the top of this defense and picking his spots.
A look to go to the air here. Now he's going to take off and try and run for it. Dives forward, gets hammered at the end of the play. Xavier Sanchez came forward to lower the boom, and a pickup of a couple there for Weaver. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Boy, Xavier Sanchez came up with bad intention, okay, on that last play. And Bodie Weaver must have saw it out of the corner of his eye. He's like, look, I got to get down in a hurry. That's how you do it if you're a quarterback that wants to play this entire game. Don't take any of those nasty shots like that.
A big 3rd down and call it 4. They've got to get to the 46-yard line to move the sticks. Weaver. Broken play, but he makes it happen, and he's got the 1st down.
A ton of miscommunication here. You see it initially from Bodie Weaver. He looks up, and something's going on with this play that's not right. That's a good wherewithal by the junior quarterback to understand that he has to take it upon himself to pick up that 1st down yardage.
Colleyville Heritage, one of the most consistent programs in North Texas over the last decade, despite 3 different coaches in that span. Joe Willis, Kirk Martin, now Jerry Edwards. Always an 8, 9, 10, 12 win team. Always in the mix. And they figure to be again this year. Handoff Wiley. Look at the pursuit of the Argyle defense, and it's Bland and Malik Bracey there again.
Yeah, Malik Bracey coming up from the cornerback position. I'm telling you, you got to love when you have a guy like that, a cornerback, coming up and closing aggressively. But right now, this guy, Max Bland, special, right? Not allowing those edges to be captured. That's a big part of what the Panthers want to do with their backfield. If they see a glimmer of light on the side of that, if they can get around that corner, they will take it to the house.
Colleyville Heritage has all 5 of their offensive line starters from a year ago back, but they're struggling to create holes right now for the running game. Quick throw far side, complete to Landon Dressel. Dressel, one of a cast of receivers that's going to have to step up in the absence of Braden Blewett.
Yeah, this is where you miss Braden Blewett. This is Braden Blewett time right now. And he is so big time. And one of those guys that can take just a 2-yard catch and turn around and turn it into a 1st down and even more.
3rd down and 8. The 42-yard line is the line to gain. Weaver. Breaks contain, fires near side, complete. Nice hands catch up the near side by Blake Wendler. And a 1st down for Heritage.
Look at these soft hands by Blake Wendler. I mean, that ball just stops in those mitts. Man, that's a great big-time 1st down, but also, how about Bodie Weaver's vision, his ability just to keep his eyes up the field even though he has all that pressure around him.
Really, really nice play by Bodie Weaver just before he crossed the line of scrimmage, and they move the chains. And now the handoff here for Wiley is horse collar down and a flag. I don't know if it's going to be a face mask or a horse collar, but Brody Bomar came knifing through to make the tackle.
Yeah, you see the danger right there immediately from these running backs for the Colleyville Heritage Panthers. Again, you can't allow these guys to capture the edge.
Bill Theodore says it is indeed a face mask on this Argyle defense. Tack that on to the end of the run for Wiley, and all of a sudden it's going to be 1st down at the 12-yard line here for Colleyville Heritage. So Argyle went right down the field in 2 minutes and 50 seconds to score and take a 7-0 lead. Heritage trying to answer right back. Weaver dropped the snap, gets back on his feet, and he'll struggle back to the line of scrimmage. Able to avoid losing any yardage on the play.
And even lucky to get that one back. The ball bounces right back up to him. So, again, one of those situations where, man, you would hate to have turned over the ball deep in this territory like that. But again, the ball bounces right up to Weaver. It's a second down. Still have the ability to pick up a first down here as well.
Second down and 10 forthcoming. We mentioned this off the top of the broadcast, but it bears repeating. Braden Blewett, one of the very best players in all of North Texas high school football. A kid on his way to Northwestern after being heavily recruited. Tore his ACL against Mansfield Timberview last week. Done for the year. Scored 20 touchdowns a year ago, Heckman. No doubt on his way to a promising career in the Big Ten at Northwestern, but a tough blow for him to have his senior year come to an end, and a tough blow for Colleyville Heritage because he's so important to who they are and what they've been the last couple of years.
And that's why you see it when an offense kind of gets to a point where there's a lull, and you have a guy like Braden Blewett, you know, not in the game. You can tell it's going to affect their offense, the rhythm of their offense, because they are heavily reliant on his playmaking ability. You know, I'm gutted for Braden Blewett. When we got that information from his coach, man, I mean, my head just dropped because, you know, for a kid like that to have such an amazing career, you know, at Colleyville Heritage, him to go out with an ACL injury in his senior year, man, that's tough.
Out of the timeout, second down and 10. We'll see how Heritage deals with the absence of Blewett here in the red zone. Who do they go to? End zone shot for Wancombe on the fade, just overshot him.
And you see right now on the backside for the Argyle Eagle defense, they're switching up their coverages. They've been in the single high safety, then they went to a 2 safety high look, but still, man on the outside, Luke Lane doing a good job, but that ball is just overthrown.
Third down and 10 now. They can get a first down without scoring. They would have to get to just about the 2-yard line, just outside the 2-yard line for a fresh set of downs. They do have a wonderful kicker in the name of Ryan Zuckert. Hit a 46-yarder, a game-winning 42-yarder in their game against Red Oak earlier this year. They'd like to find 7, though. End zone shot picked off! Malik Bracey with the interception in the end zone.
Perfect coverage down there by Malik Bracey. Look at him facing the wide receiver and turns his head at the right moment. Ball is coming, man. That looked great timing. He couldn't have ran that route better if he was the receiver.
One-on-one with Trevi Prycia and Malik Bracey, who had the game-clinching pick 6 2 weeks ago against Mansfield Timberview, has himself his 3rd interception of the year, and Argyle takes over at their own 20 off the touchback.
That's one of those things that you got to note. Mark that down and see how that impacts Colleyville later.
Jugular shot right off the turnover. They go deep, and what a catch that was by Julian Caldwell. I thought Hayden West was going to pick it off right back, and Caldwell, the sophomore, just snatched it.
Hayden West is running this route for Caldwell, and look at the last minute. He shows the hands. Oh, my God. What a play by Julian Caldwell. Wow, that was amazing.
Wow is right, and they'll go deep again, near side, incomplete, looking for Grant Romero.
Whoa.
I mean, Hayden West, I think, thought, I'm going to pick this ball off. That's why Julian Caldwell is getting looks from SEC schools.
No, absolutely. I tell you what, man, on the other side for Hayden West, he's like, man, I can't wait. I'm going to tweet about this interception I'm about to get. And Caldwell says, no, you're not.
Second down and 10. Gasperson to the air again. They're liking the deep shots here early on. Incomplete. It's going to be third down and 10.
So it looks like Hayden West, they are trying to pin the tail on him. There's something going on over here on this left side that they've noticed, and they are continuing to try and victimize this corner over here on the left side.
It's third down and 10 in a blink. One more note on Julian Caldwell.
Wow.
Todd Rogers, the head coach at Argyle, been here for 22 years, been here basically almost since the birth of the program. Says Julian Caldwell may end up being the best receiver they've ever had here at Argyle. They've had some good ones. Gasperson to the air again, over the middle, hauling it in for the first down. It's Grant Romero, the young man who burst on the scene against Timberview, makes his second catch in the early going.
Yeah, I believe it's this tempo that they're playing with, but also the variation of routes that they continue to run. Man, they're mixing it up really well.
1st and 10 at the 18. Gasperson slows it down for a beat. Now they're going to go deep again. Single coverage. Just beyond the grasp of Will Krzyzak and incomplete.
And you got to understand, Will Krzyzak is 6'3", 180 pounds. That is a large target to throw the ball to, and he tried to put it in a bucket right there for Krzyzak to come down with that catch.
McGuire Gasperson, the offensive player of the year in district a year ago, can sling it around a little bit, and he almost put it right on Krzyzak. 2nd down and 10. Watson Bell finds a crease. Watson Bell into the second level. Bang down inside the 5. 1st and goal, Argyle.
And Dax Heverson right here, he takes an alley to the outside, but he leaves a big hole behind him defensively. You got to try and squeeze it and not give that running back a two-way go.
Flag is going to bring this one back, though. Both units walking backward. Never mind. I think both units thought the flag was going to be against the Argyle offense, but no, it's Evan Nyada, the senior that we spotlighted off the top, that gets flagged for hands to the face. It was already 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal from a couple inches shorter. And a chance here for Argyle to add to the lead. Watson Bell just lost his feet.
Yeah, he had so many different holes to run it through. He didn't know which one to go. He's trying to find his footing and slip there at the last minute, but still, this is if right now, if the Eagles score, the Panthers have got to be asking themselves what's going on here early in the 1st quarter.
Gasperson's going to keep it himself this time. He gets stood up, reaches short. 3rd and goal.
Great penetration there by Madden Williams. But right now for this Panthers defense, you know, being able to hold here would be huge for these guys.
Gasperson up under center, going to try and sneak it in, pushing the pile. He's in. Touchdown, McGuire Gasperson. Argyle adds to the lead.
When you have a gigantic center like Chasson Bowe down there, 6'4", 300 pounds, hey, you just tell the guy to hike the ball and we're going forward. No need to run a play here. We're going right behind your butt.
The extra point from Ruvalcaba is good. 14-0 Argyle. A pair of long touchdown drives. One of 75 yards, one of 80 yards. Against a Heritage team that shut out Timberview a week ago. What a start here for Argyle on their home field on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Back on Friday Night Football, 14-0 Argyle here in the 1st quarter. Heckman Harrison, one of the big storylines of the night was how would the Argyle offensive line play against the Heritage defensive line. So far, advantage Eagles.
Yeah, advantage Eagles is an understatement. I think right now some of the names that we came into this game expecting to make an impact. Right now they've been blanked. This offensive line, these guys are wearing all red, and when they get going forward, you don't see any white. Okay, and that's just a testament to one, how big these guys are, but also the push that they're getting at the line of scrimmage.
6'10", 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", 6'4" across the front for the Argyle Eagles.
Anybody bring a basketball?
They could probably play some hoops in here with Argyle's offensive line too. On the return here, it's Bryson Burgess strung out to the near side. Malik Bracey, the one to finally run him out. And Heritage's offense gets back to work at their own 21-yard line.
Yeah, Malik Bracey, not only, doing it on special teams, but man, the guy that got the interception, that got the party started. And the reason why the Argyle Eagles was able to get that second score, man, a ton of playmakers came ready to play today, and they are pouring it on right now. The Colleyville Heritage Panthers have to answer.
Playing without Braden Blewett, how do they find an answer? Bryce Abram helicoptered around on the tackle. Picks up 3 on the first play of the possession, but he paid for every one of those yards.
Man, if this is number 32, Bland, wow, this kid is just, no, that's number 7, Malik Bracey. Like I said, man, when you have a cornerback that's that aggressive, a guy that's squeezing down but is physical, you can tell, man, he wants all the smoke out here.
They have to try to throw it near side, knocked away through the hands, really, of Bryce Abram before Max Bland even got there. And just like that, Colleyville Heritage staring at a 3rd and 7.
And so plays like that, I mean, they're letting them play out here a little bit, but when you, hey, for Bryce Abram, you drop a ball and you still end up landing on your wallet. That's something you think about, for the next time. Just go ahead and catch the ball if you're going to get hit anyway.
Yeah. 3rd and 7. Weaver looking deep. Triple coverage. Incomplete. Looking for Trevi Prycia. A quick 3 and out for Colleyville Heritage. And it's danger zone right now for the Panthers.
No, it really is. And on the other side, for your defense, already with the quick tempo that the Argyle Eagles play with, you go with a quick 3 and out like that, man, your defense is maxed out right now. They need a blow. They needed that drive to last more than, a minute and a half.
How about 43 seconds?
I was being gracious.
Yeah. Zuckert to punt it away. Line drive punt caught on the run by Nathaniel Bruce. Spins his way out of a tackle. Bruce is still going to the 43 in Heritage territory.
And dangerous punt recovered there, but I tell you what, man, it just shows the guts that these guys are playing with. Bruce takes that line drive, man, and gets it into positive yardage here. Again, as you stated, man, you're in the danger zone area. If you're the Colleyville Heritage Panthers, you've got to get a stop here. Try and get off the field, or at least get the ball back for your offense. Look, they're airing it out right now, but man, they haven't even been close to getting any turnovers.
This is a team that shut out Timberview a week ago, a good Timberview football team. They need to come up with some plays and fast. Krzyziak stumbled his way for no gain on the quick throw to the outside.
I mean, this guy makes plays like that. Those kind of plays, man, is hard to come by. Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say it's one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
Quick throw far side for Romero, picks up a few. They'll mark him out of bounds. It looks like right at the 40-yard line, just inside the 40. And it's going to be 3rd down and 7. So an opportunity here anyway for Heritage's defense to get off the field. Can they capitalize? 3 wides to the left. Gasperson's going to try and take it himself on the quarterback draw. Lunges forward. They're going to mark him short.
Oh, just a little short. Gasperson, like he slid there at the last minute before he was able to get to the marker. This is going to bring up a 4th and, inches.
Based on the stick on the far side, maybe a full yard. Gasperson's in shotgun. Handoff to Watson Bell. Bell stood up, held on to, but I think he's got it.
Boy, it's going to be close. I'm going to ask for a measurement here. It might be right on the line. Let's see if they wave him wave those sticks through. Yes,
First
and they
down,
do.
Bill Theodore says, and they will move the chains only just barely as Watson Bell wins the battle with Madden Williams.
And I tell you what, for all you running backs at home watching this game, you see the way that Watson Bell just continued to churn and move those feet. He did not give up on that play, and that was the reason for the first down.
1st and 10. Gasperson to the air again. Deep shot after deep shot tonight. This one just too far for Grant Romero.
One thing I'm loving about this Todd Rogers offense, they are testing the edges of this offense, but they are also trying to hit these guys deep. It started out on the other side with Hayden West, and now they're working it back over to Jaden Hall. They are indiscriminate on who is going to get tested out here.
2nd down and 10. I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to this YouTube comment. First Friday Night Football broadcast I've done as a father of 2. My wife comments, Elena and Braden are watching at home. Quick throw near side. And the completion to Krzyzak goes for just enough for the first down. Yes, indeed. Give him 11 on the reception. And Argyle's got a fresh set of downs. Elena and Braden, it's Elena's got a little bit more time until bedtime. Another half an hour or so, 45 minutes maybe.
Braden has no idea.
Braden has no clue. Handoff right up the middle. Logan Rexroth, the sophomore call-up from JV, tumbling his way forward. Give him 9 on the carry. Argyle can't do anything wrong here in this first quarter.
And Rexroth probably asking himself, man, this is big-time Friday night lights football. What have I gotten myself into? And this guy just stumbles for positive yards.
End of the first in a premier battle in District 3-5A D2. Winners in the catbird seat for a district championship. Through 12 minutes, it looks like it's going to be Argyle. The Eagles are looking sharp and moving again when we come back on Friday Night Football.
The 12-yard touchdown. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Denton Ryan at Aledo. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Let's take you back to 2020 and the Argyle Eagles' most recent of their 2 state championships. This day was the Tito Bice Day. He scored 3 times in the first quarter alone, and Argyle led 21-0. Then he'd get it again in the second quarter for his 4th touchdown of the day. 28-zip Argyle there early on. C.J. Rogers hit Ward McCollum for this TD, one of 3 he threw on the day, and the route was well since on. Argyle won the 4A state title in 2020, 49-21 over Lindale. 2020 was the last time we were here with the Friday Night Football crew. An Argyle-Waco La Vega #1 versus #2 in the state matchup.
What
that
battles.
Argyle won heavily, 35-7 if memory serves. And they're looking rather sharp tonight as well. Up 14-0 on Colleyville Heritage as we get ready to start the second quarter. Hackma Harrison, and they are moving. Facing a 2nd and 2 here. Gasperson, handoff Bell. Bell with a lot of running room, crashing into the second level. Twisted to the ground by Bryson Burgess, but it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, and had an assistant tackle there on the referee. Trying to squeeze it down as Watson Bell. Man, he could smell the end zone.
1st and goal at the 3. Argyle smelling blood early. Bell spinning off a tackle. Maybe gained a yard.
And Darian Lloyd, linebacker, coming up and filling that hole immediately. They've got to find a way here on defense to get a stop. As you stated, man, the first quarter, it has been owned by the Eagles. They have been moving this ball up and down the field at will.
2nd and goal from the 2. Bach motions right to left. Gasperson's going to keep it himself and taken down from behind. A really nice play to knife through and make the tackle.
And then Darian Lloyd, he was not fooled at all. He trailed right behind Gasperson. We know Gasperson is a heck of an athlete and one of those guys that if you leave him with that much open space, he will make you pay.
3rd down and goal from the 4 now as Gasperson lost a couple yards. Play action fake, quick throw near side, open and into the end zone goes Braden Bach for the 3rd score of the day for Argyle.
And what do? They turn around and they put Darren Lloyd, number 38, the guy that just made those tackles, the linebacker. They put him in a situation where he's man-to-man with a tight end. They say, hey, you like to tackle at the line of scrimmage? Let's see how good you are in open spaces man-to-man against the tight end.
Bach is able to beat him. Bach's first touchdown of the year. And with the extra point from Anthony Rubalcaba, it is 21-0 Argyle. Braden Bach conducting a symphony here in Denton County, and Argyle on Friday Night Football up 21-0 on Colleyville Heritage.
The 12-yard touchdown. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Denton Ryan at Aledo. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
WFAA Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses. It's the heart that makes up the game. The triumph of human spirit. It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify communities. We give you the stats, but inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable. We bring it to you all because sports lives in all of us.
Back at Eagle Stadium in Argyle, 21-0. The homestanding Eagles with the lead. Watson Bell with a 13-yard touchdown run to stir things up. Not yet 3 minutes into the football game. McGuire Gasperson capped off an 80-yard touchdown drive with a 1-yard quarterback sneak. And now Gasperson has hit Braden Bach for the touchdown pass early on here in this 2nd quarter. And it is all Argyle here in the early going. Heckma Harrison, how does Colleyville Heritage find their way out of this struggle?
Yeah, bit by bit, but first and foremost, they have to find a way to get some type of stop on defense. The way that the Argyle Eagles moving the ball on them, I think, is what's most alarming, especially when they come in with this vaunted defense and highly recognize the way that the Colleyville Heritage Panthers are. But offensively, you can tell, man, they are missing their big-time playmaker when they get into a fix. He's just been one of those guys that, man, he can always find a way to come down with the ball. And I'm talking about Braden Blewett. I think when I came into this game, we were trying to figure out who is going to blink first. And, man, I think that answer has been the Panthers. They have definitely blinked, but they have got to answer.
Gerard Wiley will have the carry here on the first play of the possession. A gain of 4 on the play. One thing that they have been confident in with Colleyville Heritage has been their offensive line. Again, all 5 starters back for this year from last year's squad, including Parker Leatherwood, Eli Amerson, and Tucker Perriman, that are all now 3-year starters. They felt like that group was going to be able to move bodies and allow them to do things. But this defensive front, again, up to the challenge here as they cut down Wiley after no gain on the play. They just have not been able, Heckma, to move bodies.
Yeah, I tell you up front right now, you can tell guys like Tyson O'Neill, John Hurt in the middle, they're just making life really difficult for them. Trotter, also number 44, you know, it's the second level also for me. I keep talking about guys like number 32, Max Bland, playing so aggressively and making life difficult. Again, when I look at the Panthers, I'm just saying, look, guys, pick up some first downs, continue to move the ball, don't get a 3 and out here.
3rd down and 5. Feels like a must convert. Pressure off the edge.
Oh, God.
Timeout before the snap?
Oh, man.
No, delay game. A delay of game may have just saved Bodie Weaver's life because he had two guys that were ready to sandwich him.
I didn't hear the whistle, one, and I see Bodie Weaver just standing there. I'm like, Bodie, duck. Oh, my God. Woo.
So the delay of game costs them 5, and now 3rd and 10. They've got to get to the 35-yard line. Nick Wankambi making his way back onto the field. Also Hayden West getting out there for some offensive action. And now a timeout. Jerry Edwards calls timeout. Second time he's called timeout in the half.
Yeah, they just, like, this is a big 3rd down. You talk about what they have to do to stop the bleeding right now. It's just going to all come down to getting first downs, and they are not able to pick up those first downs. They're not able to stop this Argyle Eagles team.
We showed you this off the top, but let's show it to you again. The playoff meeting between these two teams a year ago, because this was an epic. Luke Ulrich with the touchdown run here for Colleyville Heritage. 7-3 Heritage early on. They would add to that lead as Ulrich hits Hayden Golden here over the middle. 14-3 Panthers in the early going. It looks like the timeout is going to be a little too quick for us to be able to show this to you in its entirety. But it was a fantastic football game, back and forth, that Heritage ended up winning 38-34 in the finally closing moments. 41 seconds left on the clock when Ulrich hit Braden Blewett for that game-winning touchdown to move on to the regional final. Now some confusion on the field, perhaps with the clock. They've set it now to 9 minutes and 15 seconds. And we return to the reality of, again, a must convert here for Colleyville Heritage to try and get back in this football game. Pressure right up the middle on Weaver. He's able to evade it and finds an open man, complete to Luke Graves. Graves across the 45, lifted to the 49-yard line. A flag at the end of the play as well. Nice job by Luke Graves to move the chains. We'll check the penalty.
Man, and that's Bodie Weaver getting out of the pocket, recognizing that he has a guy barreling down on him. The sigh of relief on the side over there for the Colleyville Heritage Panthers, picking up that first down. Well, that is big time, and maybe they'll get a late hit there for Tyson O'Neill at the last minute.
Personal foul on the defense, number 55. It was a David Franklin personal foul. 55 disqualified from the ball game.
Wow. Tyson O'Neill has been ejected from the football game.
Wow.
The junior or returning starter from a year ago.
Okay. I guess
Todd Rogers getting an explanation here on the near sideline from Bill Theodore.
They must have thought that was egregious, and that's going to be a big-time loss for this front for the Argyle Eagles.
Here's one more look at the play, if we can.
Wow. And he's coming
see
from
if you
a long
can find
way.
55, who's in the middle of the field right now. He comes in. Clay, we can go ahead and hang with this for a little bit longer. And he just kind of plopped on top. I didn't think that was ejection worthy.
Wow.
But certainly extra after the play, but wow.
Wow.
I wonder if there was more than just physicality, if there was some words involved. I don't know. Second down and 3 after they picked up 7 on a quick snap. Near side, now they come for Heveson. He makes a man miss. Dax Heveson, their stud defensive player, getting some action on the offensive side too because of some of these injuries, and he moves the chains.
Yeah, and Heveson getting in on the action early, but this is the kind of drive that the Panthers need. They absolutely have to have something happen for them positively on offense.
I just caught one more look at it on our YouTube feed. I think there may have been some, after he flopped on top,
okay,
I think he may have given him a little bit of a punch slash forearm to the back or something that was well beyond the scope of the play, and I think that's maybe what drew the flag. Nice move here by Bodie Weaver to pick up a handful here on 1st and 10. Heritage needs a score here in the worst way. They do have the ball, though, to start the second half, and that could end up mattering here.
Yeah, getting points here does matter. Again, just stopping the bleeding, but that was a heck of a move by Bodie Weaver.
2nd down and 5. Nice hole created there for Bryce Abram, and he's close to 1st down yardage. He will indeed have enough to move. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Just barely shy. It'll be 3rd down and about a foot.
And I like the way that they're mixing these runs up with some inside and outside runs. That's what you got to continue with, but also try and test the corners on this defense. So far, they're going for all these short routes. I want to see this Panther defense test the secondary of the Eagles.
Timeout on the field. Clay Marshall, our director, can we get one more look at the play with 55? If we can try and blink back on our machine here and try and bring you back to the ejection of Tyson O'Neill.
That's tough. You know, obviously I didn't see the forearm there down in the pile, but if that was enough to get him ejected, obviously they thought that that was egregious enough to get him out of here, man. Tyson O'Neill, man, that is, wow. Tyson O'Neill, 6'3", 300 pounds, one of those guys up front that has been instrumental in stopping these Panthers.
So here's the play one more time as Weaver escaped contain and flipped it. Watch as 55 comes in here at the end of the play. He's going to flop on top, and then there's a you see what looks like a punch, and honestly, as he gets back up, it looks like the punch may have been to a sensitive region.
Yeah, that'll get you sent home.
It did for Tyson O'Neill. 3rd down and 1 out of the timeout. Handoff up the middle. Abram bouncing off a tackler. Bryce Abram to the end zone. Heritage on the board.
And I tell you what, you look at this run right here, and this is just feeling his way through these arm tackles, but that's just tough sledding right there by number 21, Bryce Abram. Man, 5'11", 180 pounds, man, he's low center of gravity, but it's still a tough runner. Those arm tackles are not going to bring him down.
Bryce Abram with a big touchdown run to give Colleyville Heritage some life, some momentum. The extra point from Ryan Zuckert is good, and it's 21-7. Colleyville Heritage with a mountain still to climb, but a big first step right there, thanks to Bryce Abram. 2nd quarter on Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say it's one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
And on that Friday Night Football halftime show, quite a show from both bands and drill teams. The Colleyville Heritage Panther Marching Band under the direction of Bill Red. The Colleyville Heritage Premier Panteras under the direction of Karis Van. The Argyle High School Marching Band, Jason Bird, their director, and the Argyle High School Majestics under the direction of Haley Martinez. The Majestics, 5-time state champions consecutively, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. We'll see a halftime show from all 4 of those units coming up in 7 minutes and 1 second of game time here on Friday Night Football.
Great stance. Well, great way to get on the board there by the Panthers, but what you need right now defensively is a stance. You can't allow these guys to drive the football on you and get a score. Like you said before, the Panthers do get the ball to begin the second half.
Yeah.
If they are able to get another score, say by the end of the first half, that's going to be a great way to split, get another score again to start the second half. You got to be thinking like that if you're the Colleyville Heritage Panthers, because right now, man, they are just in a blender that this offense on the other side for the Eagles has got them in.
The touchdown drive was most important because they needed points.
Yeah.
But secondarily, it was important to give this defense just a moment to catch a breather. And now they get to start fresh here and try and make a stand here and get a stop. Gasperson takes over to zone 25. Pressured, steps up in the pocket. Another deep shot behind the defense. Hauling it in is Julian Caldwell inside the 30.
This whole play is set up by the time that Gasperson has, his ability to step up in the pocket, but also Julian Caldwell is just one of those sneaky fast receivers. He gets behind that second level so quickly.
Quick snap, nowhere to go this time for Watson Bell. Evan Nyata there in the middle to cancel that one out. A loss of about 1.5 yards. It's going to be second down and 11.
Yeah, Nyata is someone we came into this game talking about because of his ability to anchor, but also the pressure that he puts on an offensive line. Right now, you can tell that the Eagles' offensive line is up to task. They know where 99 is at all times.
Gasperson trying to break contain, threw it to Grant Romero. Romero couldn't make the catch.
Well, too much mustard on it. He's trying to lead him, but boy, that was a hard ball to come down with.
I did love, I sent a message on Twitter to Evan Nyata earlier this week asking him how to pronounce his name, and I loved his answer. He said the easiest way to pronounce it is Nyata, and he kind of spelled it out phonetically. He said, "You're going to be saying it a lot this week, so be warned." He came in with some confidence to this one. He's going to try and make another play here on 3rd and 11. Another deep shot. Caldwell again behind the defense. A flag is down in the offensive backfield. That is a sensational catch by Julian Caldwell, but it looks like it's going to be a hold on the Argyle Eagles offensive line.
If you're in the Colleyville Heritage community, go ahead and wipe the sweat off your brow right now, because I'm telling you, Gasperson has a connection with Julian Caldwell on the outside, and this kid is so smooth.
Yes.
Oh, man. Hard to keep up with him. They're going to have to get some safety help over the top for anybody that's covering number 5.
So the penalty wipes out a touchdown and sets Argyle up with a 3rd and 21. They've got to get to the 20-yard line to move the chains. Gasperson, pressure in his face, deep over the middle. The interception was flat dropped by Jaden Hall, one of the leaders of that secondary. Could not quite squeeze it.
And that's what you needed, Mike. Obviously, hindsight.
They get the stop.
They get the stop, but you needed that turnover so bad.
It helps a lot just from a psyche perspective for Colleyville Heritage that it's 4th down and 21 anyway, and you're going to have them punt the football to you for the first time tonight. Nathaniel Bruce deep to punt it. Argyle does often run a double punter, but with Jackson Green hurt tonight, they won't run the double punter. This one's up the far sideline, just barely gets into the end zone through the legs of Gage Prapula for the touchback. Argyle nearly pinned him at the 1.
Prapula is right there at the 1. That ball, I'm telling you, footballs are so hard to judge once they hit the ground. You don't know if that thing is going to roll forward or plant and go back the other way. For Prapula, it rolls right at his feet. It's impossible to stop it there at the 1.
So now here's the opportunity for Colleyville Heritage. Your defense has finally made a stop. Can you go capitalize offensively? Can Bodie Weaver play within himself? He's done a nice job of that tonight. Here, hands off to Gerard Wiley, and Wiley scampers his way for 9. And a good start to the possession for Colleyville Heritage. Heckma, you can feel a little bit of the confidence start to build back into this Panthers team over the last 5 minutes or so.
And running with a little bit more juice also, as you saw that from Gerard Wiley in a big gain there on 1st down, getting into 2nd and short, man, that is where you want to be.
2nd and 1 officially. Wiley again, right up the gut. Gerard Wiley bangs his way across the 35 and another first down.
And again, I'm just telling you, Wiley comes in. He's 5'9", 153 pounds, kind of lighter than some of these other guys. But man, he is not afraid to stick his nose up in there. You see, he's getting through that line of scrimmage in a hurry.
He is the guy, according to head coach Jerry Edwards, that if they can get him the ball in space, he's got the speed to make something really big happen. And you've seen it even in the quick bursts of those last 2 runs, that he really does have some scoots.
No, he does. And I tell you what, it is the thunder lightning effect that he has. And look, sometimes when you say the thunder, you think of a bigger back. I think for both of these guys, him and Bryce Abrams, they are a great mix of one another. One guy's a scat back, a little bit faster, a little bit more short area quickness. On the other side for Bryce Abrams, he doesn't lack anything. He's one of those guys that runs really well behind his pads, plays great in between the tackles as well. But man, he just has that A to B burst that I think you really like from this running back group.
2nd and 7 to the air. Hit as he throws. Deep ball over the head of both the intended target and Malik Bracey back there in coverage.
Boy, that hurt. And as being a former quarterback, you know when you're trying to make that throw and your back is exposed like that, there's no way to brace yourself.
When you're opened up like that and you get collapsed in the lung area, yeah, you can get the wind knocked out of you real fast.
Oh, I loved it. As a linebacker, when I hit a guy and I hit it, I love that.
Yep, I've been on the receiving end of a few of those in my day. 3rd down and 7. The Eagles crowd on the near side getting loud. Rush 3, throw over the middle, complete, first down. Luke Graves on the receiving end into Argyle territory. Bodie Weaver composed.
Yeah, I'm loving this right now, and just the way that Luke Graves sat down in that zone, found a way to catch that ball. Man, that's, again, they're trying to find another weapon after losing a guy like Braden Blewett, but that was a great right there for Luke Graves, sitting down in that zone, coming up with that big-time catch, and also moving the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 45 in Argyle territory. Under 4 here, first half. Quick throw far side, dropped. Hayden West was the intended target. One of their stud defensive players. Again, they're bringing a couple of guys from the defensive side to try and help out on offense, and West is one of them.
Hayden West, he's running before he makes the catch. Have I ever told you how much I don't like crickets?
I don't know if you can see it on any of our cameras. We'll see. Maybe we can get a shot for you here at some point. There is a cricket infestation here in Argyle tonight.
Wow.
2nd down and 10. Handoff here for Abram. Abram gets to the outside. Look at the speed of Bryce Abram, the senior, and it's a first down.
And that's what I was trying to point out to you, Mike. The way that he was able to cut and get back outside like that. Man, he's challenging these guys. Malik Bracey trying to find the perfect angle to get that stop.
1st and 10 for Colleyville Heritage at the 33. We just had one of the crickets come into our broadcast area. Again, it's Abram cutting to the outside, undercut. Give him 5 on the carry. One of the assistant coaches here at Argyle that helped us kind of get everything situated this afternoon, Nathan Moses. He and I were talking before the game, and he was telling us about the cricket problems that they've been having.
Okay.
And he said they've been doing everything they can to try and curtail this issue, and there's many dead crickets in the parking lot behind us. They haven't gotten rid of all of them, I promise you. I said to him, it doesn't seem that bad. I've seen worse than this. He said, talk to me again at 9 o'clock tonight and see whether or not you still feel that
Oh, wow. I mean, it's like the dead crickets have been resurrected. Where did these things come from?
We are playing Friday night football amidst a locust. The first down reception there made by Blake Wendler, and it's 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Heritage continues to move the football. Wiley with the handoff up the middle. Wiley nearly broke through to the second level.
And now you're starting to see this offensive line, that experienced offensive line that you just talked about, starting to have an impact up front. When you lose a guy like Tyson O'Neill, you lose a lot of that beef up front. He's 6'3", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a guy behind him, obviously big as well, but a lot easier to move. And you see that line of scrimmage starting to move also.
Hebison with the carry here, pushes the pile forward to the 16. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 2 for Colleyville Heritage. Well within Ryan Zuckert's field goal range. Again, he hit from 46 earlier this year. One of the finest kickers in North Texas. But they certainly want 7 here.
But Mike, I take 3. It's okay if you don't get it.
Sure.
Yeah. If you don't get it, because you get the ball to start the second half, so it's no problem. But at the same time, I'm with you. If you can get 7 here, get it. You have all of you have 1 timeout left, so that's crucial. With only 1 timeout left, so man, you got to play this thing tight and by the book.
Argyle has 1 timeout left now as they burn one just there, I think in part to try and preserve some time left on this second quarter clock and see if they can't respond before halftime to whatever Colleyville Heritage does on this possession. So both teams with 1 timeout remaining in the half in what suddenly feels like much closer of a football game than it felt like a minute and a half into this second quarter, and it was 21-zip Argyle, and it just seemed like it was full steam ahead, and Colleyville Heritage was just on the tracks in the way. Panthers have absolutely found life. They've found some balance. And if they can find points here, game on.
Yeah, well, how big was calling back that touchdown by Julian Caldwell?
Yes.
I mean, that was a big-time holding penalty. But what you're referring to is just all of the momentum that the Eagles had.
3rd down and 2 out of the timeout. Eagles crowd getting loud again. Handoff up the middle. Abrams spinning off the first tackle. He won't get there. 4th down. He gained a yard of the 2 he needed.
And that spin move at the last minute, I think that was enough for the Eagles. They needed him to hit that spin move, give them an opportunity to get him down on the ground, because if he saw the outside and was able to bounce it out, well, that's been big. It's a big 4th down.
No Ryan Zuckert field goal attempt here. 4th down and a yard and a half, and they're going to go for it. Hebison straight ahead. He's got the 1st down. Dax Hebison surges forward and moves the chains.
Gutsy call. Gutsy call right there from Coach Jerry Edwards, and he does not hesitate to keep his offense out on the field. Like I said, it would have been no shame in kicking the field goal there, going in the half and making whatever adjustments, but Jerry Edwards said, no such thing. I want to come away with 7 points.
Fresh set it downs, 1st and 10 at the 13. Weaver in trouble, taken down from behind. Brody Bomar with the tackle. A loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and the linebacker just continues to chase after Brody Weaver. And I'll tell you what, that big body of his ability to try and just get back to the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, that would have been a substantial loss on 1st down.
30 seconds in the period. Heritage in no hurry with that 1 timeout. Weaver, end zone shot, double coverage, back there, knocked away. Was looking for Luke Graves.
And tried to wait on that throw to come open, maybe just waited a little too long. Yeah.
Y'all, the Crickets are giving Heckman and me the heebie-jeebies up here. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. Woo.
Yeah.
My man.
If you hear a scream, just disregard.
Single coverage on Wankambi near side. They're going to go that way. End zone shot. Oh. He hauled it in.
Oh.
Wankambi won the hand fight on the bottom of the formation with Luke Lane and hauls in the touchdown catch. Game on in Argyle.
Man, Wankambi, look at this. Man, he is cool as anyone out here. He is hand fighting all the way down, but he shows his hands at the last minute. Man, a great drive right there by Colleyville Heritage. They needed that so bad. And like you said, game on now.
There is a stoppage on the field. It looks like it's for Luke Lane. Lane was slow to come off on the near side. Lane is just freshly back into the starting lineup this week after he was injured. He had a shoulder injury, and it is that right arm that they're favoring again. I wonder if he re-injured what he was dealing with earlier this season. He missed that Mansfield Timberview game 2 weeks ago, coming back off the bye week. Extra point is no good. Ryan Zucker trying to plead his case. He's still standing at the middle of the field looking at the field judge saying, where did that miss? But Brad Vick says it's no good, wide to the left from one of the finest kickers in North Texas, and it's 21-13 with 16 seconds left here in the quarter.
Yeah, I tell you what, going for it there on 4th down, picking up that first down for Jerry Edwards. I think just that belief in his team, but also getting behind this running game. Gerard Wiley and Bryce Abrams, these guys came out and they battled, just continuing to drive after drive on 1st down, bringing up 2nd and short. Man, just an amazing drive right there from the Panthers, and it paid off with points.
So with 16 seconds in the half, Colleyville Heritage has cut this to a 1-possession game. They were down 21-0 a minute and 19 seconds into the second quarter. Now, as long as they can get through these 16 seconds without giving up points to Argyle, they're going to get the ball to start the third quarter with an opportunity to perhaps go tie the football game.
Yeah, this is the kind of game that we were expecting. Obviously, I told you from the beginning it's going to be an offensive showdown.
We said off the top we were expecting this to be like maybe 24-21 at the most.
Oh my gosh.
2 really good defenses.
What?
The offenses have come to play just like they did in the playoff matchup a year ago. 34 points in the opening half between the two teams, and the best thing is, though, Heckma, we got ourselves a football game as we approach the midway point here in Denton County. Touchback from Zuckert. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 25. Argyle does have the 1 timeout, but with Ruvalcaba, their kicker, they feel like maybe 35 is probably the edge of his field goal range. So they'd have to do a lot of work to get in position for that. We'll see if they decide to kneel on the football or if they try and make something happen here in these 16 seconds.
I tell you what, after this first half has flown by. Actually, it has flown by, and I think it's just the pace in which Argyle plays with.
They will go to the air. Quick throw far side for Nathaniel Bruce. Bruce trying to break a tackle. Beg your pardon, it's not Bruce, it's Watson Bell into the second level, out close to midfield. They'll burn the 1 timeout that they have. 6 seconds in the half. They've got it at their own 49. McGuire Gasperson's got a big arm. I don't know if he's got Hail Mary from the 49 type of big arm, but we'll see what they decide to do here with these 6 seconds.
Oh, it's going to be interesting. I think look, on the other side, if you're Coach Todd Rogers, I'm going to take a shot into the end zone because I got a quarterback, obviously, with a big arm, and I have a receiver in Julian Caldwell that I think could definitely take off the top.
So out of the timeout, it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 49. Two of the best teams in District 3-5A Division II. Preseason considered to be the 2 best. Arlington Seguin has done a really nice job of inserting themselves in that conversation, so it's probably a 3-way battle for a district title this year in 3-5A D2. Colleyville Heritage plays Seguin on the 18th on the road. The week prior, Argyle will host Seguin right here on October 11th. Evan Nyata swatting crickets away on the field. It's affecting everybody tonight, Heckman.
Yeah.
Woo. All right, 6 seconds here for Gasperson. What can Argyle cook up on what is probably the final play of the half? Gasperson over the middle. Romero tried to slip a tackle but can't, and that will bring the opening half to a close. Argyle raced out to a 21-0 lead, but Colleyville Heritage has picked their way back into the football game. They've got the ball to start the second half. Game on here in Argyle. A good one here on Friday Night Football. A fantastic halftime show from the Argyle High School Marching Band, the Argyle High School Majestics as well. Mike Leslie, Heckma Harrison, welcoming you back here inside the broadcast booth at Argyle High School. Heckma 21-13, the lead for Argyle at halftime. Let's show you how we got here, because it was topsy-turvy and back and forth through this first half. Argyle came out sharp in this one to begin with. Clay Marshall, we can go ahead and show you the highlights first from this first half. What a back and forth half it was. Argyle came out very, very sharp, drove right down the field in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Watson Bell with the 13-yard touchdown run, and it was 7-0 Argyle. Colleyville Heritage responded, Heckma, with a drive, got down into the red zone for Argyle, but after this Watson Bell touchdown run, as Heritage tried to find the answer, they went end zone, and the pass from Bodie Weaver picked off here by Malik Gracie.
Yeah, that was a big play right there by Gracie. I mean, just anticipating that throw in the corner. But that first half really did. That first quarter, by the way, it just looked like that was going to be the Argyle Eagles. They dominated in every facet, and they shut the door pretty quick.
After that interception, Argyle goes 80 yards. They plunge it in with McGuire Gasperson with a 1-yard touchdown run. It was 14-0 Argyle after 2 quarters, and they kept it rolling. Their defense made a stop, a quick 3-and-out for Colleyville Heritage, and Argyle went right back to it. Braden Bach on the receiving end here on the 4-yard touchdown pass from McGuire Gasperson, and it was 21-zip Eagles.
Yeah, that's where both of us kind of looked at each other and saying, what is going on? Because at that point, Argyle was just picking their shots, and you saw it right there with Gasperson finding Bach in open spaces.
But back came Colleyville Heritage, finding a way to steal themselves, and here the touchdown run from Bryce Abram made it a 21-7 game, and they found a little bit of life here.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, Bryce Abram and his running mate Jared Wiley, both of those guys, they got involved in the running game, but that was the play right there that I think kind of signified that the Panthers were back in this game.
Bodie Weaver hitting Nick Wankambi on the touchdown hookup here with just 16 seconds left in the first half to cut the lead to 21-13. And Heckma Harrison, game on here in Argyle. Let's show you the first half stats from this game as it stands right now. Again, how we got to 21-13 was kind of wacky, but for this to be the end result of 24 minutes worth of football, pretty even between these two teams, not terribly shocking.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the numbers when we got an opportunity to look at them. 14 first downs for both of these teams, and you look at the yardage, they're only separated by 62 yards. This second half should be really good.
I'm intrigued to see whether or not Colleyville Heritage has made an adjustment on the outside to the propensity from Argyle to take deep shots. It has been deep ball after deep ball after deep ball from McGuire Gasperson in that first half. They clearly felt like in their game plan, Heckma, like they could take advantage of the defensive backs in that Colleyville Heritage secondary.
And I bet when Hayden West and Jaden Hall woke up this morning, they didn't think that they were going to be tested like this. And it has been this entire game being tested on the outside. And you're right, the adjustments have to be made out there. Even though they schemed up things underneath, they took their shots when it counted.
Hayden West made 2 interceptions last week against Mansfield Timberview. They picked off 3 passes as a group. Dax Heveson had an interception as well, the linebacker. They've shown the ability to cover and make plays in the secondary, but clearly McGuire Gasperson and this Argyle offense said, nah, we got something for these guys.
Yeah, and look, they're going to have to stay steady on defense. On the other side for the Panthers, they've got to get some stops because obviously the Eagles look like they were not going to be stopped in the first quarter.
Let's go ahead and close out halftime and kick off the third quarter.
Thanks for watching the Friday Night Football halftime show sponsored by Golden Chick.
Kickoff through the back of the end zone, and a touchback will bring this Colleyville Heritage offense back out on the field. Bodie Weaver, the starting quarterback. A touchdown pass to Wankambi there late in that second quarter, and Heckma all of a sudden, they have found themselves offensively. It took them a little while. It took them a while a week ago against Mansfield Timberview once Braden Blewett got hurt. But they were able to cobble together 10 points a week ago. Tonight, back-to-back touchdown drives, and they're starting to learn what their offense is going to look like in the absence of Blewett.
Yeah, they got to do the same thing. I mean, they've got to find a way to get this running game going, but bigger than that, they've got to figure out how to get their wide receivers involved in this game as well. But, boy, they're getting off to a great start right
Wiley breaking away. Gerard Wiley, a flag on the play. I think it's going to be a face mask. And Gerard Wiley with the house call from 75, 11 seconds into the third quarter. Colleyville Heritage, where did that come from?
What is happening right now? We talked about these two running backs at halftime and the effect that they've been having. But Gerard Wiley, man, that's what you call walking the dog.
He ran through the face mask of Nathaniel Bruce that you're going to see right here. That's what the flag is going to be for. The touchdown will count, and Colleyville Heritage is going to elect to kick the PAT. They're not going to go for 2 and chase the points this early on, but a PAT away from making this a 1-point game 11 seconds into the third quarter.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Gerard Wiley, 75 yards.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. I think that changes the numbers that we were just talking about, how evenly matched these guys were after that first half, numbers-wise. Wow. Wow.
Wow is right, and the difference in this football game right now is one missed PAT that Ryan Zuckert, I think still thinks went through the uprights, and it's a 21-20 football game here at Argyle's Eagle Stadium. It was 21-0 Argyle, a minute and 19 seconds into the second quarter.
Well, I think our question was, who's going to blink first? Know about that question now.
I wish y'all could see Heckma Harrison right now.
Not playing. Not playing, Mike.
Y'all, the Crickets here at Argyle High School are off the charts.
Not playing, Mike. This is different.
My man is hiding. Hiding.
This is different.
Keep me away from these Crickets. They are everywhere, man.
This is different.
They are everywhere.
This is different.
They are landing on our computers. Clay Marshall is directing through a locust storm. They're landing on his monitors. They're everywhere.
This is different. This is different.
What's the next thing we're supposed to look out for in the biblical?
I don't know.
What comes after the locusts? I confess I am not a Bible expert.
The Crickets. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot.
So the penalty on the touchdown run will be applied here on the kickoff. So Colleyville Heritage is going to kick off from the plus 45. I'll say it right now. I'm always in favor in this scenario. Kick a surprise onside.
Wow.
You've got to kick it to the plus 35. If you kick it off, if you kick a surprise onside, the requisite 10 yards, you're at the 35-yard line. You're not giving up that good a field position. Why not? Give yourself a chance to go recover this thing. You pound it through the back of the end zone, it's only a 15-yard difference. I'm sorry, a 10-yard difference. They're going to have it at the 25 instead of the 35. Wow. I'm sorry, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Take a 10-yard risk that you could steal a possession right there. They don't. They kick it through the end zone, and out comes the Argyle offense. But if you're Colleyville Heritage, if you are head coach Jerry Edwards and your team is rolling right now, all of a sudden the momentum in this game has completely shifted.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that's an opportunity to go capitalize on it just that much more. Put your foot to the metal.
And I don't know what adjustments were made out at halftime, but I can tell you right now, if I'm Coach Jerry Edwards, he got into the ear of his offensive line.
Dangerous. Jaden Hall was in the vicinity, could have picked that one off.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
He was by far the closest to the football.
Yeah, miscommunication right there to start things off here for the Eagles.
Beast mode 1, 2, 3, 4 says yabba dabba doo. Let's go Colleyville as the Panthers are on the comeback trail. Near side complete in the arms of Grant Romero. That'll be just a little shy of a first down, 3rd down and 2.
I think defensively, if you're the Panthers, you've got to shut down some of this space right now. On everybody except for Julian Caldwell, maybe you pull off of him a little bit.
Near side, complete. Krzyzak breaking away. Will Krzyzak splits the defense. Will Krzyzak may go. Will Krzyzak inside the 15. He's gone. 70 yards for Will Krzyzak on the catch and run. A singular effort from the senior.
Well, Mike, I was just talking about kind of squeezing this space down on these wide receivers. Don't give them a free release off of the line. And immediately Gasperson, realizing he has Will Krzyzak in open space, and Will Krzyzak does the rest. Jaden Hall misses that tackle and is off to the races.
K-R-Z-Y-S-I-A-K. Will Krzyzak, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first 37 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Who said defensive struggle? Who said defensive struggle?
Not me.
28-20 Argyle early 3rd quarter on Friday Night Football.
WFAA Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses. It's the heart that makes up the game. The triumph of human spirit, its agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify communities. We give you the stats, but inspire you with the stories, the unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable. We bring it to you all because sports lives in all of us.
The 12-yard touchdown.
Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Denton Ryan at Aledo. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
We have got ourselves a fun one tonight here in Argyle, a rematch of a playoff epic from the day after Thanksgiving in 2023 in the regional semis. Colleyville Heritage came back to win that one 38-34. Tonight, 28-20 here early on in this 3rd quarter as they have gone back and forth in the opening 37 seconds of the period. Gerard Wiley with a 75-yard touchdown run to make it 21-20. And now Argyle has answered back. Gasperson to Will Krzyzak for a 70-yard hookup. And they reestablish an 8-point lead that they had at halftime. Ruval Kaba to kick it away. Beg your pardon, Jackson Green. Jackson Green suited up and only kicking tonight. He is one of their starting receivers as well. He's not playing receiver tonight. They've got Grant Romero starting in his place offensively, but he's at least able to kick for them this evening.
Well, I think we're in for a wild ride here, Mike. These defenses, well, these offenses, well, the offense for the Panthers has started to has settled in, and you could tell on the other side for the Eagles, they're still firing. They're going to find a way to put these points up on the board. It's just that can the Panthers go point score for score with them?
That was our question earlier this week for Jerry Edwards. Can you get in a shootout with them now that you don't have Braden Blewett? He felt like the answer was yes. He felt like they've got the horses, even without Braden Blewett, to be able to go blow for blow with this Argyle offense. We're about to find out, it appears. Handoff Wiley. Stacked up in the interior. Max Bland making the play. Beg your pardon, it was Bryce Abram, 21, not 11, on the carry. A gain of a yard officially.
Yeah, they've got to continue to run into the teeth of this defense. You know, you find that Gerard Wiley is probably just one of those guys that you could trust on the outside. You saw that burst of speed that he had in running away from this Eagles defense.
2nd and 9, Abram into the pile again, this time able to fight his way forward for a few. Just shy of the 30-yard stripe. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. What do you look for here if you're Jeremy Snyder, the Colleyville Heritage offensive coordinator? They've had some pivotal third downs tonight.
Don't try and pick it all up at once. I mean, all you need is 5 yards here, something underneath. You know, try and find Combi. He's been your big play guy.
Miscommunication there in the backfield. Weaver tried to keep it. Abram thought it was going to be his football, and they go nowhere. Max Bland again in the middle of it all, and Argyle forces a punt.
Yeah, Max Bland, he's been so solid this entire game. It's one of those guys that just has not missed at all, putting so much pressure on this Panthers offense. Usually when disaster happens, number 32, Max Bland, is somewhere around the pile.
So Zuckert out to punt it away. Oh, nearly blocked, but he gets it away. A good high spiraling punt that's going to force Nathaniel Bruce back inside his own 10. Can they get to it before it gets to the end zone? Not quite. Oh my goodness, what a punt from Ryan Zuckert. 20 yards worth of the net are going to come off of this thing because it ends up being a touchback. But that is a sensational punt. Let me double check exactly what the yardage on this thing is going to be. It was 4th down from their own 28-yard line. That's a 72-yard punt.
And lucky to get that one off, Mike. That was one that looked like it was going to be blocked. Talk about disaster striking. That is exactly what that would have been for Colleyville.
And Dadrian Gaines was just that close to batting that ball back into the field of play and avoiding a touchback. If they could have pinned him deep after that, that would have been unbelievable. Instead, it comes out to the 20, and here comes Gasperson on play action. Lost his feet, gets him back, fires deep again. Knocked away, and a flag. Chase Gibson's going to get called for pass interference here. I understand that he had his back to the football, but I don't know. I'm not in love with this call. Let's take another look. All right, second look, I dislike it less. Still don't love it, but I dislike it less.
You know, one of the things I know, it really has to be a bad call when Mike Leslie goes PI on the offense. It doesn't allow for a quarterback to get a big game. Yo.
Come on, man. I don't want it to happen via penalty. That's picked off. Yes, that's a catch by Hayden West for the interception. What a play. He had 2 a week ago against Timberview, and Hayden West has got another.
Hey, Hayden West has said, I am getting sick and tired of you guys testing me, and I got to show you the goods. He cut underneath that pass right there. That pass was telegraphed the whole way to O'Neal. What a great job there by Hayden West coming underneath it. And, man, I tell you what, we've got ourselves a brand-new ball game.
Bodie Weaver and this Colleyville Heritage offense back out on the field. The pick by Hayden West sets him up at the plus 43. Weaver, far side. Wankambi had to dive to make the catch for a gain of maybe 2.5 yards.
Yeah, you want to get Wakambi. You know, he believes in his athletic ability, and he's out there going up against the guy in Luke Lane that we saw on that touchdown by Wakambi. Had to go out. Well, he was on the sideline injured. He's nursing a shoulder injury. I definitely test that guy.
2nd and 8. Bouncing to the outside is Wiley. Tried to cut up field, and he can't. He's going to lose a yard or 2. Nathaniel Bruce.
And this is how you play it. If you're a free safety, you come up and you close down and you make him go back inside. And when he did that, boy, not only was the rest of the cavalry coming, he took care of it himself.
The defensive backs for this Argyle defense make the unit what it is. Nathaniel Bruce, Garrett Westrom, both team captains as well, returning starters, leaders for this team. And Bruce makes the tackle there to set up 3rd down and 10. Play action for Weaver. Flag on the play, fires deep, nobody home.
And you get a holding penalty inside. If they don't hold, he gets his quarterback destroyed. So great holding penalty by your offensive lineman.
It looks like Todd Rogers is going to accept the penalty. Beg your pardon. No, he is going to accept it and take 3rd and 20 over 4th and 10. I think even Colleyville Heritage assumed that he was going to decline the penalty and take the punt. He takes the yards instead, and he's going to give Bodie Weaver one more opportunity to make a play here. Interesting choice.
Yes.
They've got to get to the 33 to move the chains. Pressure in his face over the middle. Knocked away, nearly intercepted by Westrom.
Well, he had Luke Graves open. He leads him just too much. He has so much pressure on him. He has Max Bland in coverage. Bland is a few steps behind. I tell you what, that's one of those throws that Bodie Weaver, when he goes back to film study and watches that, he's probably going to look at the fact that he wasn't able to step completely into that throw.
Yeah.
But otherwise, man, if he's able to put that on Luke Graves, they pick up that first down.
So the gamble for Todd Rogers pays off. Zucker to punt it away again. This one a wobbly kick that bounces off the foot of Bryson Burgess. That's a bad bounce. Colleyville Heritage is trying to argue that that football was touched. It doesn't matter. Because the ball was touched by Burgess first, it's a free ball that Argyle could have picked up and run with, and even if they fumble the football, the muff does not matter. It will remain Argyle possession, and they will take over at the 25.5-yard line. So Argyle takes back over. They're able to bail out their quarterback Gasperson after he threw the pick there to Hayden West and get the football back. Colleyville Heritage's defense has to try and find another stop. Gasperson far side wide open is Grant Romero. He's got the first down and then some outside the 45, out across the 40-yard line.
You know, I tell you what, right now for Argyle, because they've been so effective on the ground with Watson Bell, that play action really is freezing those linebackers and giving Gasperson another second to make those type of throws.
They go play action again. Another deep shot, miscommunication here. Route was cut off by Ake O'Neal. Gasperson fired deep, and there was nobody home.
Yeah, definitely O'Neal broke down. Ball is sailing in the air. Again, they are continuing to throw at Hayden West. They are not stopping, trying to victimize these guys on the outside, testing them.
Bell gets the corner. Watson Bell's got a lot of running room into Colleyville Heritage territory. First down, Argyle.
And that's when you see this offensive line on the other side for the Eagles. Look at the way these guys are pulling around the corner, moving bodies. Weston Cheney, 6'5", 285. Goodness gracious.
Third-year starter moving from right guard to right tackle to right guard this year, but there's a flag on the outside.
Yes, you'll take it.
I didn't catch the number. I wonder if it was Cheney that got flagged for the hold. It's going to negate the run from Bell. That's going to effectively be about a 30-yard difference in field position for Argyle.
That definitely cost them right there.
2nd and 20. Gasperson near side. Krzyzak left wide open. West trying to make the tackle. Krzyzak's going to have the first down on 2nd and 20. He picks up 22.
And I'm trying to understand, like Hayden West, he's there in coverage, but it's like he's froze. He's waiting on Krzyzak to make a move, and he's shadowing him. But Krzyzak is like, look, if you're going to stand there, I'm just going to continue to run.
Look at Watson Bell cut his way upfield, breaking tackles into the second level. Another first down carry.
That's what makes this offense so tough to stop. And look, they're right back to the line of scrimmage. And look at the Panthers having a hard time getting back into their stances. They're going so quick to the line of scrimmage.
Gasperson slows it down a shade. Pressure in his face. Gets to the outside. Breaks contain. Look at Gasperson. Look at the legs on McGuire. Gasperson sits down at the 12-yard line. His granddad, the 200-meter state finalist back in the day. The wheels from Gasperson, they said they were going to unleash him tonight. We see it right here.
That's straight DNA, right back to the line of scrimmage.
Handoff Bell, Watson Bell cutting his way upfield again inside the 10. I can't catch my breath. I can't imagine what Evan Nyata's feeling right now. 2nd down and 5. Handoff Bell. Hebeson there to cancel this one out. No gain.
So, Mike, I'm just counting. I'm just trying to see how long it's taking these guys to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tops 12 seconds to get back to the line of scrimmage and run another play. And if you're a defender, you're chasing a long run like that, and the next thing you know, these guys are back at the line of scrimmage. You don't have any time to not alone catch your breath, you can't even collect your thoughts.
Yeah. 2nd down, beg your pardon, 3rd down and 4. Gasperson to the air. Open is Bach. Braden Bach trying to get to the outside. Nice tackle. Knifing through is Bryson Burgess for the stop, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, Bryson Burgess just chasing on the outside. Man, he took a bad angle, but still able to cut underneath it and get the tackle. Look at this by Burgess.
It's going to be 4th down and a yard.
Wow.
No thought to kick the field goal. Gasperson up under center. He scored on a quarterback sneak earlier tonight. Tries to push the pile forward. He'll have the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1.
And for the Panthers defense, look at these guys getting up off the ground. Look at these. I mean, there's these guys on their back getting up off the ground. That defense is tired, man, to start the 2nd half.
Timeout called before the snap. Argyle again trying to go fast, and Jerry Edwards is trying to say, all right, hang on just a second.
Just a second.
Let me get my guys a breather here.
Yeah. I mean, and that is tough. Defensively, that tempo that these guys play with, that is hard to mimic. One of the things about it is you could do it in practice all you want, but you don't have a 6'10", 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", 6'7" guy leaning on you in practice the way that these guys are. I mean, it's hard to duplicate that. You can play fast all you want to, but the impact and the physicality that the Eagles bring each and every play, I think it just is different. You can see it on television, you can watch it on tape, but it's another thing to see it live, and man, it is really effective.
Every 12 seconds, to your point, to be dealing with 6'10", 330-pound Tyler Roberts, 6'5", 290-pound Keegan Lawson, 6'4", 295-pound Chanson Bowen, 6'5", 285-pound Weston Cheney, 6'4", 270-pound Braxton Firestone. And you got to do it every 12 seconds?
Yeah. No, man, at least in boxing, they give you 60 seconds to catch your breath. At least. Okay.
They just gave themselves 60 seconds with a timeout. Can Heritage bow up here? 1st and goal. Gasperson with a lead blocker.
Oh, wow.
No resistance whatsoever. Touchdown, Argyle. McGuire Gasperson with his 2nd touchdown run of the day. Both of the 1-yard variety. And Argyle builds the lead back to 2 scores.
This is a clinic, Mike. You know, look, we talked about the first half and the way that it ended and the way that Colleyville had to battle their way back and then come back to begin the 2nd half and open up with that big-time score. But Coach Todd Rogers, he's like, look, we know who we are. We're just going to stick to what we do. And if you can beat us at what we do best, then God bless you, okay? Because that means you're physical. You guys are definitely in shape. And everything that we're throwing at you, you found a way just to stymie it. But right now for Colleyville, and they're having a hard time just keeping up. Offensively on the other side, man, this is where they got to settle in and get some long drives for themselves.
Yeah.
Look, give your defense a rest, man. Give them a rest, because you saw that last drive, Edwards had to call a timeout. It's like, my guys are tired.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. 35-20 the score here, late 3rd quarter. Here's a look at the 3-5A Division II district standings. Colleyville Heritage and Argyle, 2 of the 4 teams without a loss yet in district play. Heritage and Argyle were the 2 preseason favorites to finish 1 and 2, and there really wasn't a whole lot of consensus about who would be 1 and who would be 2. You could any different publication you looked at, it might have been flip-flopped. Arlington Seguin has entered themselves into the chat with the way that they have opened the season. 4-0 overall, 2-0 in district play. They blew out a good Red Oak team. Now, that was after Taz Williams got hurt. He got hurt early on in that football game. That matters, but still a very impressive performance. Those 3 at the top of the table are basically going to be the 3 that battle it out for a district title. Argyle has put themselves in a good position here in the third quarter, up 35-20 to try and put a check mark in the plus column in that 3-way battle.
Yeah, and these guys are trying to figure out where in the heck did Arlington Seguin come from. And this is the team. Arlington Seguin is tough. They have a ton of speed. And as I stated it to you earlier, man, Joe Gordon, their coach, who was a tough, hard-nosed cornerback at Kansas State University, I can only imagine the kind of coach that he is out in Arlington Seguin.
So Colleyville Heritage takes back over. Bodie Weaver and company back on the field. We saw the big touchdown run from Gerard Wiley to start this half. But now Argyle has answered back with consecutive scores. How do you stir it back up again if you're Weaver in this offense?
Yeah, what you got to do is you just got to get right back with that running game. That running game, I think, was their saving grace. You have guys like, Wiley, but also Abram that came into the game and was running with so much energy, change things, or unless you can just get Weaver to do that and pick up first downs.
Weaver slides down with a gain of 14 and moves the chains. Does a nice job to evade Max Bland and get loose.
I tell you what, man, every time, when you go around and you call these games the way that we do, and we see so much top-notch talent in the DFW area everywhere, man, when I see these linebackers and find guys like Max Bland, I'm just like, where have you been my whole life? A junior linebacker, 6'2", 245. Oh, my, I'm telling you, this kid is the real deal.
Flag at the snap. False start.
That's when you know a guy's about to get the ball.
Luke Graves was ready to go.
Ready to go. Or he had a cricket in his pocket.
That's actually more likely.
Yeah.
That's actually more likely as we play amid the plagues of Egypt here at Argyle High School. 1st and 15. Handoff, Abram. Trying to get the corner. Rice Abram run out of bounds, maybe got 2.
Nathaniel Bruce, how many times have we seen number 8 streaking across to try and cut off a running back? I mean, this is just, you can't do it any better than this. This is a great angle taken by that safety. Mike, I want to see right now if the Panthers can take a shot down the field.
2nd down and 13. Weaver, quick throw near side, dropped. That was a forward pass, incomplete.
Well,
3rd and long.
That is tough, and we've seen them try and get those little short dump passes to guys out in space. They've tried to get some of their defensive guys involved earlier in the game. They tried to get Hayden West, just a little short pass to him that he dropped. Look, they're missing their playmaker. And until they find their sea legs without him, man, you're going to have an offense that looks disjointed at times.
We saw some sea legs there in the second quarter. Can they find them again here? 3rd and 13. Quick throw near side. Pricea on the catch. Good throw, to your point. It'll be short of the line to gain, but close enough to maybe create a decision. Nope, Ryan Zuckert's going to come out and punt the football away.
Yeah, throwing that out like that, man, to the wide side of the field. It's a great job right there, man, by your quarterback. Just obviously not at the marker, so you can pick up a first down, but either way, Bodie Weaver, that's an impressive throw.
Argyle looks to be eyes up for a fake. No punt formation. They do have 1 man deep, but other than that, they've basically got a defensive format. Zuckert will punt it. Bruce fair catches it at his own 5-yard line.
Yikes.
I think he lost track of where he was.
Yeah, you let that one bounce into the end zone. Nathaniel Bruce, we talked about him from the safety position, man, making great tackles. Not a great decision right there on that punt.
35-20, 2:42 in the third quarter. Must stop time right now for Colleyville Heritage's defense.
Yeah, we're there. We are definitely there. But what I'm watching right now from this defense is just after each and every play, Mike, seeing these guys get up off the ground. I want to see these guys come on back to the line of scrimmage because they know that these guys are playing fast. There's no sense in thinking about it. It's 12 seconds in between each play.
1st and 10 from their own 5 for Gasperson with his feet in his own end zone. Hands off for Bell. Twists his way forward. Give him 3.
Yeah, and I think for everybody that's going to come up against this Argyle team, man, this is what you get to expect. You come back to this tape and you see the way that these guys play. You know, they no hesitation at all. Back to the line of scrimmage, run another play.
Up the middle once again with Bell.
You know, I've
another couple.
Always wondered, as a defensive guy, man, you know, do these guys get as tired as we are? I mean, they're going quick tempo. We're making tackles. It seems like they should tire them out as well.
You would think.
But something about just going forward and pounding on a man doesn't make you tired.
3rd down and 4. The Heritage defense would love to get off the field here. Gasperson, play action. Near side, deep ball up the near sideline, drops it in the bucket. What a throw by McGuire Gasperson. Ake O'Neal on the deep ball, and Argyle's across midfield.
And not only that, look at the pressure coming down on him. He knows when he releases this ball, he's gonna get hit. Man, right now, Tyson Burgess, the safety out to that side, man, you've got to supply some help over there, man. But either way, that's a perfect ball dropped in a bucket.
1st and 10 at the 48 in plus territory. What a throw by Gasperson. He'll go deep again. He's got a man again, and he drops it on him again. This time it's Krzyzak. 1st down, Argyle.
Boy, we're just looking at a baptism right now. And Krzyzak over the shoulder. Oh, these guys are just, I mean, these are just beautiful throws right now from Gasperson.
37 more yards, and right back to the line of scrimmage they come. Flag at the snap. Maybe a hair too quick.
Oh, he meant on the offense. Okay.
Keegan Lawson, the left guard, called for the false start. This drive started at their 6-yard line.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, talk about wasting no time.
4 plays and 1 minute and 34 seconds later, they're at the 16. Gasperson to Krzyzak. Nice tackle. Well played by Hayden West.
No, Hayden West, he's a guy that's had an interception. You know, again, playing it close. Look at the way that he closes here. See them waving off guys to the other side of the field. Krzyzak now man-to-man at the bottom of the screen versus Hayden West.
8 seconds on the play clock here for Gasperson. Handoff Bell. Bell with a big hole. Bell with a big cut. Shoestring tackle from Bryson Burgess, or 6 would have been in for 6.
And look, this defense, boy, they're keeping their eyes locked in, thinking that it may be a pass, and they just don't see Watson Bell. Bell, like you said, brought down by a shoestring. He's going to walk into the end zone.
3rd down and 1 will happen in the 4th quarter. 35-20, Argyle back with a 2-score lead, trying to build back to the 3-score of that lead that they had early on in the 2nd quarter. They're on the doorstep when we return on Friday Night Football.
The 12-yard touchdown. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Denton Ryan at Aledo. Stream the broadcast free. Next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Fourth quarter on deck here in Argyle. Eagles with a 35-20 lead and 2 yards away from reestablishing the 3-touchdown lead they had early on in quarter number 2.
And I think what's so surprising is it's just how quickly they were striking. This offense, man, I tell you what, opening up here in the second half, and you see right away from McGuire Gasperson that arm that he has, and able to find his targets on the outside. He has more than just Krzyzak.
Third down and a yard. They can get a first down without scoring. Gasperson keeps it himself, makes one man miss, keeps his feet into the end zone. Touchdown Argyle. McGuire Gasperson with his third touchdown run of the day.
Man, what a drive right there. And that's one of those ones with a signature drive for the junior. Man, all of that just was controlled by him. Those great throws that he made. Man, he just pretty much gashed this Colleyville defense.
7 plays, 94 yards, 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
Wow.
McGuire Gasperson heavily involved in it all. Couple of deep balls. One to Ake O'Neal, one to Will Krzyzak, and Argyle has taken back control, Heckma, of this football.
Yeah, they have, and I think they've just been so tough on these guys. You know, once you get Watson Bell going, running the ball, this defense has, you know, they just start looking and staring in the backfield, and the next thing you know, McGuire Gasperson is just throwing the ball over the top of this defense and making them pay. In every area that they've tried to get some stops, nothing has worked. And, I mean, they've taken out men. They put extra men at the line of scrimmage. They're putting in extra DBs. Nothing has worked for the Panthers.
I was impressed with the resolve from Colleyville Heritage to get down 21-0 and then find something and score 3 straight touchdowns and cut this to a 1-point lead. And frankly, I'm impressed with Argyle's ability to answer the call, because it would have been really easy for Argyle to get swept up in what the heck happened. We were up 21-0. What did we do?
Yeah.
And allow the train to keep moving for Colleyville Heritage. Instead, Argyle answered right back, and obviously the Krzyzak 70-yard catch and run, breaking tackles and scoring only 26 seconds after Wiley scored was instrumental in that. But that's impressive that Argyle was able to bounce back with the way that they did after Heritage had said, hey, we're here, let's go.
Yeah, I think right now when I look at the Panthers, they're just trying to find themselves. They're missing their big offensive playmaker. Yeah. And it's written all over everything that they do, because you could tell for Bodie Weaver, he's just used to backing up and relying on number 8 to get us out of this jam. And when you don't have that to rely on, man, I think nothing else works. I mean, it's going to take a while. And unfortunately, they have to come out here to Argyle versus a team that's going to test them in every way.
Yeah.
And look, I would not count the Panthers out based off of this loss if they lose this game. And I don't want to put this game away too early. I'm just saying, this is one of those games that could serve as a teach tape for the Panthers going forward.
Braden Blewett scored 20 touchdowns a year ago. You lose a player of that caliber that's on his way to Northwestern. It's a really, really hard thing to overcome. And it's a harder thing to overcome as quickly as Heritage is having to right away after just a week after the injury. Player down here after the play for Heritage is one of their offensive linemen. That is Eli Amerson, their 3-year starter at center.
Didn't see what happened, but he's holding the inside of his leg. Hope he's going to be okay. I've seen that walk before. It's not good.
I've done that walk. I feel where you're coming from, young man. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah, people say you walk it off. Yeah, good luck.
I will simply say this as it relates to your comment about not wanting to put this game away too early. One, we saw Colleyville Heritage come back from 10 down to win last year in the playoffs. Two, they scored 20 points in a 7-minute and 12-second span just a little bit ago tonight. So there's still time to be utilized here for Colleyville Heritage. But they are basically at a point right now with 11:41 in the fourth where, hey, you got to go play perfect for the rest of this football game.
Yeah, they're up against it. But, more than anything, man, I'm going to come away from tonight being over the top impressed by the Argyle Eagles.
1st and 10. Weaver snowed under. 4 Argyle Eagles there to take him down.
And Tanner Kane, big number 99, just continuing the hunt and get up the field. I'm going to give him credit for the sack, but boy, that was everybody.
Tanner Kane, Luke Fetters, Brody Bomar, all on the scene.
And you got to, man, I tell you what, this defensive front for Argyle, they've continued to hunt, get up the field. They haven't made life easy.
Blitz again. Weaver, time to pass over top of it. Looks deep for one. Comby, who can't quite hold it in.
Oh, and just Bodie Weaver is looking at that pressure in front of him, but man, Comby, he had a step. If you can lead him a little bit more inside instead of to the sideline, man, maybe he's able to come down with that catch.
Instead, now 3rd down and 15. They've got to get to the 48-yard line to move the chains. Weaver, 4-man rush, backs away from it, fires near far side, but nobody home. And Heritage is going to have to punt it away. Down 3 scores.
Yeah, down 3 scores. And, offensively, it's one of those things where you want to come away from a game like this with being able to say something that you did good in this game the entire way through, whether it's continue to stay steady up front, blocking the ball, if you're still able to continue to run the ball, something positive has to come out of this game. You realize you're shorthanded because of Blewett's absence, but you want to just be able to say, look, we continue to pound on these guys, we continue to stay physical, and I think defensively, that's what you've got to be looking at on this next series if you're a Colleyville Heritage Panther.
Good Panther roll here all the way to the 15-yard line. And that's where Argyle will take back over. Take a look ahead to a week from now. The game of the week statewide. Denton Ryan and Aledo. Number 1 and number 2 in the state rankings. They were flip-flopped to start the year. Aledo began the year number 1. Denton Ryan was number 2. Ryan ascended to the number 1 spot when Aledo lost to Denton Geyer earlier on this year, a 6A program. Aledo dropped to 3. They've now climbed their way back to 2, and they will play host next week here on Friday Night Football. Again, the game of the week. Statewide, one of the best games across the country next week in the high school ranks. And we will be there to bring it to you live for free here on WFA Plus and the WFA YouTube channel. That one should be fun.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. And Aledo, always great place to be, and also obviously a historically good team. Denton Ryan, though, number 1 for a reason.
That one could be fun. Reserves on the field here now for Argyle. Jordan Trott, the backup quarterback, and look at Jordan Trott making some plays. The sophomore breaking away for a big gain and a first down.
What a name.
Aptly named.
Yeah, this guy, man, is stepping. Get that inside move. He is shaking guys out of their spat. Comes to a point, man, where that Panthers defense, they're just tired.
I don't blame them. Quick throw far side. Another reserve.
And this is a team that they beat, so they come into this game fully expecting the pace that Argyle is going to play with. That's why that makes that playoff game so historic in the way that the Panthers were able to pull off that victory.
Came all the way back from 10 down late in the fourth quarter to win that one. Quick throw near side. Love when this happens late in the football game that is at this point a 22-point game and all but over. And twice in a row now the ball has been thrown to number 28. And I've looked on Max Preps, I've looked on the roster that was given to us by Todd Rogers. I've looked everywhere I can look. There's no 28 to be found. So if anybody in the YouTube feed knows who number 28 is, I'm all ears.
Yeah, I just follow your lead, partner. I was waiting on you to say a name.
I'm looking.
Clearly
I'm
not here.
Scouring, but I got nothing. Breaking through the hole, and a nice gain here from Logan Rexroth, the sophomore. He's got a first down.
I mean, the future is definitely bright here in Argyle. You see these guys coming off the bench, just continue to battle and run, getting an opportunity here.
The swings in this football game are mind-bending. I never thought, after it was 21-0 Argyle, that we'd some point be looking at a one-point game again, but we were early on in the third quarter. And then I never would have thought at 21-20 early on in the third quarter that just a little over a quarter later it would be mop-up time for the Argyle reserves.
No.
The swings of this game are violent.
Yeah, it's one of those things you ask yourself, what just happened? I couldn't have imagined that after that first score to come out in the second half, that was going to be the end of the scoring for Colleyville Heritage.
Through the hands of the intended target, and incomplete. Ake O'Neal, the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd and 9.
O'Neal's had himself a good game also.
Let me be clear here before I make this comment.
Okay.
I think Todd Rogers is a fantastic coach. One of the very best coaches in North Texas. One of the very best coaches in Texas high school football. 2-time state champion who built this Argyle program into what it is.
Okay.
With all of that as a disclaimer, it did feel a little bit early when I looked up and saw, we're going with reserves at this point?
Yeah.
Like, the game's probably over. Fair, but I don't know. I think I would have wanted to go just a step further than just probably before making that decision if I were him. Listen, at the same time, I do understand what he's trying to accomplish here. These are the guys that are going to have to be your playmakers in a year or two, or maybe even later this year. You never know when an injury is going to pop up. Just ask Colleyville Heritage. So I get it. You want to get these guys experience on a Friday night against a good football team in Colleyville Heritage that has a quality defense, and show that you can go out there and make plays if you, at some point this year, have your number called. But it felt just a smidge earlier than I would have expected. That is a sensational interception by Bryson Burgess. My word, what a catch.
Yeah, Bryson Burgess, I was saying earlier from him on some of those big-time throws from Gasperson, how he needed to come across and get some help. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. And he does it, and he gets an interception. But, to your credit right there, let me just say this. I think for Coach Rogers, he recognizes that he's taken all of the wind out of their sails.
Yeah.
He's taken their will out. Their fight is gone. I mean, at this point, he's leaned on them so much that he could tell, look, man, these guys have – look, I don't want to accuse anyone of quitting. But I'm just saying.
No, I hear you.
It comes to a point where you've been punched on enough. Where it's like, look, I'll pull, and that's the signal to the other side. I'm pulling my guys off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pulling my guys off.
There's a difference between actually quitting and having a game go in a direction that it just kind of naturally leads you to, the shoulders slump.
Yeah.
And I hear you. There's a difference with, like, actually say, forget it, I quit.
Yeah.
And just being brought to that point organically because, hey, this was a 1-point game.
Yeah. 11 seconds into the third quarter.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. 11 seconds into the third quarter, here we are.
Again, the violent swings of this game have been mystifying. Wankambi on the receiving end here, out to the 24-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, and it just comes to a point, Mike, where you have just basically taken that other teams will, and that's what you want to do as a team like the Eagles. You want to impose your will. They came out, they did that. The pace that they played with, the Panthers tried to keep up, but it became apparent in that second half, man, it was too much. Nice play, breaking through by Luke Fetters to cut down Bodie Weaver on the read option, and it's 4th down. Shout out to Icy Phil in the YouTube comments. Says number 28 is Caleb Combs. Thank you.
Called up from JV this week. Hence why he was not on the roster that was given to us on Monday. Perhaps he came up since Monday.
Icy, you are clutch, and we thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Because otherwise, he was just going to get called 28 for the rest of the evening. And his mother would not have liked that. So now we have to get a name to put with the number.
4th and 4, and Zuckert will punt it away. Sky-high punt that he didn't get a whole lot on this time, and it takes an Argyle bounce.
Hope he hit a
right
cricket.
to Dax Hebison.
Hope he took out a cricket on his way there.
or a 1,000, my goodness. We did a game at Melissa, 2020 football season, Melissa and Pottsboro, and it was like this.
In the new stadium?
No, in the old stadium. Before they had opened up the new stadium. And, I mean, it's unbelievable. Guys, we've got crickets dive bombing our broadcast location right now. It's
not right.
It is wild.
Yeah, I wish I had one of those suits that you wear when you go to Niagara Falls. You know, I need a poncho.
The poncho, yeah.
I need a poncho right now. I don't feel safe.
Oh, man.
This is too much.
Hit from behind. They're going to say that's a fumble. Big hit. Level to go. Now they will come through and say incomplete. At the last moment there, Bill Theodore came through and said incomplete pass. Jordan Trott got hammered from behind.
Poor Demarius Logan. He loaded up. He took out some aggression right there.
Second down and 10 after it was ruled an incompletion. 5:46 to go in this one. Quick throw far side. There's Caleb Combs once again.
What's up, Caleb? Taking out somebody on the sideline as he goes.
Now that we know this young man's name, shout out once again to Icy Phil in the YouTube comments. Let us know in the YouTube comments where you're watching from tonight. I'm kicking the rust off. Heck, I've forgotten to say that all night until right now.
Well,
usually I'm heavier on that all through the broadcast, but I'm stirring things back up myself here after missing a month. Well, crickets everywhere.
Well,
again,
the real champion is Mrs. Leslie at home, and just want to thank her,
buddy. Amen.
For letting you out.
Amen.
Okay. All right. So
this is the first night where she's at home solo with 2 children. We've had a couple of nights, Monday, Tuesday, where I was gone for a little while, but it wasn't the entire night like this. These Fridays are like 14-hour days for me. And she sent me a picture of the 3 of them sitting at the kitchen table watching earlier tonight. And, yeah, God bless my wife. I hope like crazy that it was an easy night for her, but that may be hoping against hope. 4th down and 4 here, and Trott gets bottled up before he can get to the line to gain, and it's a turnover on
So
downs.
let me ask you this. You're sitting at home, you're watching your baby Friday Night Football on, and you're saying to yourself, all right, just had a new kid. You know, I'm being a dad, taking care of my babies, but I'm watching these. You know, I'm watching these guys on TV. Was there a part of you that just a little twinge of yourself that just was a little jealous, that said, oh my God, I wish I was there?
I mean, listen, you know as well as anybody, this is my favorite part of my job. I will take this Friday night all through the high school football season, even over Cowboy Sunday, and certainly over any of the other days of the week. Quick throw near side for Bryce Abram, quickly met at the 44-yard line. So yeah, I mean, listen, buddy, I was in the hospital with my not yet day-old son.
Jesus.
Sitting there watching you and Jonah call South Oak Cliff and Duncanville. Two of the premier programs in all of Texas high school football. As Abram takes this one, makes a man miss and nearly got himself a first down. You okay? That cricket almost got you.
It was up my shorts. Finish what you were saying. My God.
Yeah, I'm watching Heckman tap dance.
Oh, man.
Get away from these crickets.
What is going on?
This is hilarious. Weaver, pressured, gets away, fires downfield, tipped and knocked away, incomplete. It'll be second down. So yeah, man, you know how much I love this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I set you up for it.
As you and I talked about in the days leading up, I would never pick this over that.
Of course.
Never in a million years. I was there to see my son come into the world. That is an unbelievable thing, especially when we didn't know. We decided not to find out, boy or girl, until Woolman popped out. Nice run here by Bodie Weaver. But yeah, man, Sock Duncanville? Shoot, man, I wanted to be there for Sock Duncanville.
Yeah.
Like, heck, I wanted to be there for North Crowley Denton Geyer.
No.
That game looked like it was fun as could be.
It was.
Quentin Gibson is unreal, man.
No,
Yeah, I've been watching the last 2 weeks. Nice completion on the far side for Wankambi. Wankambi inside the 15-yard line. 3:28 left on the clock here. Colleyville Heritage again needing a miracle at this point.
No, man, we absolutely missed you, man, and we.
I missed you guys,
we
man.
We held it down for you. Jonah Javad did a wonderful job getting
He really
prepped
did.
and ready for these games.
Weaver out of the pocket. Luke Weaver makes a guy miss. Bodie Weaver into the end zone, looking like Luke Ulrich, and finding the end zone. Touchdown, Colleyville Heritage. 3:14 to play. Again, needing a miracle, but perhaps that was step one of a miracle.
Yeah, Bodie Weaver just showing the wheels and what you're going to be seeing from him all next year as well. He's a big kid. Like I said, at 6'3", he's built up. I'm telling you, strong kid. That was a tough run, boy. It took a lot out of him.
They'll go for two here to know whether or not they need to go for two the rest of the game, and they'll need to go for two for the rest of the game. On any subsequent touchdowns, down 16 now with 3:14 to play. Ian Rahman in the YouTube comments says the Crickets are just as bad in Waco tonight.
Are they?
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Mark Alonso says long pants next time, guys.
Yes!
Long pants.
Yes! Well, first of all, if someone had told me, there's no way in heck I would have worn shorts. But
I didn't until we got here. You can see them on the track. Look at them on the track amidst the cheerleaders. They're all swatting them away.
Oh, my God.
At least they got pom-poms to try and keep themselves clear.
Yeah. I would like to have one of those hats on right about now, but I had to cover up. That's tough. But what a heck of an atmosphere. And all things being considered, man, I just want to say that the community here in Argyle, the people in the stadium, man, have been so welcoming.
Amen.
And, have taken care of us.
Yes.
Made sure that we got everything that we needed. Man, I walked down to a local pizza shop, man. Everybody's just nice around this place, man. And it's been awesome.
We have had the pleasure of doing an Argyle game most of the years that we've done this. Did one in 2020, I believe 21. I think we might have missed 22, but we did a game last year. Again this year, we've had the pleasure to cover Todd Rogers' team quite a bit over the course of this run. The first year we ever did an Argyle game was the only other time that we were here. The other two games, if I'm remembering correctly, in 21 and 23 were both at Melissa. One before the new stadium, one after.
Yep.
As we're going to have an onside kick here from, again, one of the better kickers in all of Texas high school football, Ryan Zuckert. So this thing's not over yet, folks. There's a small window of opportunity. Bouncing, bounced off a man. That's still loose. That's still live. That's going to be Colleyville Heritage football at the 23-yard line in Argyle territory. Hold everything. This thing ain't over.
Look at how this ball bounces. Bounces off of number 22, and it stays in bounds. Oh, my gosh.
The fact that that ball stayed in bounds is a Colleyville Heritage miracle. Will Hummert with the recovery. Landon Howell for Argyle, the other number 22, is the one who had a chance at it, but that thing was humming in his direction and bounced right off of him. And all of a sudden, Bodie Weaver's got an opportunity here. Down 2 scores with 3:10 to play. We saw Colleyville Heritage come from behind a year ago in the playoffs on Argyle. Can they do it again here? Abram on the handoff. Abram cutting his way upfield. Flag on the play on the far sideline in the vicinity of a hold.
Tell you what, Landon Howard, he would have had to have been a shortstop in order to be able to catch that ball coming at him as fast as it was coming at him.
Bouncing sideways. This may be a penalty on Argyle. It is going to be. Half the distance penalty. I didn't catch what face mask was the call. Okay. Face mask was the call. 1st and goal at the 8. 3:02 on the clock. There's time. Weaver, end zone. Short and dropped by Prysia. Would have been a terrific catch.
Yeah, that
Heritage has 2 timeouts left. Argyle with all 3.
Yeah, that ball was low and away. Good job there by number 87, trying to work his way back to that ball, but just not enough on it to come up with a catch. 2:53, what do you have in store here? You said all of their timeouts. This thing is not over.
Well, Argyle has all of them. Colleyville Heritage with 2. But honestly, the most imperative thing right now for Heritage is not just to score, it's to score quickly.
Yeah.
Because if you can score quickly, you could even possibly play defense. Quick throw near side. Heveson to the 2. Call it the 1. It's going to be 3rd down and goal. 2:40 and moving. 3rd and goal for Heritage.
See if they continue to put this ball in the air. Or do they get behind Bryce Abram?
2:22, 18 seconds burning off between plays. Handoff Abram into the pile, stacked up. Stacked up and driven back. Bodie Weaver signaling to the sideline saying, let me throw the ball.
Yeah. And I think for Coach Jerry Edwards, he's just like, look, we're so close. This is one where you should be able to walk into the end zone. But this defense right now for the Eagles, they are turning these guys away, staying in their lanes. They are so tough up front. As you get down into the goal line, you ask yourself, man, picking up this final yard or 2.
4th and goal. Weaver rolling right, pressure in his face, fires, end zone, touchdown. Hebeson on the catch. 1:41 to play. Back down to a 1-score game if they can convert on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, big if here. What play do you design for this 2 points? Because right now, they have shut down those running lanes.
You can't burn a timeout to set the play up. You need the 2 that you've got. 20 seconds on the play clock here for Weaver. Pressure, looks backside, flips it for Abram. Incomplete. Well defended by Xavier Sanchez, and it will stay a 10-point game and a 2-possession game with 1:41 to play. And that, well, I'm not going to say it yet because of what we've seen in the last.
No, I understand. But I tell you what, great play design on the other side, but even better defense there by Sanchez.
Down to a 10-point game, but now Colleyville Heritage in a spot where they would need to recover 2 more onside kicks. You're definitely not in a spot where you could try and kick it away and play defense. Honestly, by not scoring on 1st and goal, they probably gave away that opportunity, letting another minute plus tick off the clock. So it will be another Ryan Zuckert onside kick here with a $1:41, but now they still need 2 scores.
You know, I always tell everybody, man, I got my start in high school football in broadcasting, calling games at Colleyville Heritage. And Joe Willis was the coach of Colleyville Heritage during the time. And, man, they have this theme in Colleyville. It's Panther On. You know, it's Panther On everywhere, Panther On. And they live by it. And this is a team, a community that will never say die. So they're never out of it. They're going to continue to fight. And it's just something that has gone through all of the classes that have been there, Panther On. I mean, and it's just what you see right now. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, man, this thing is real. You cannot let up on this team.
101 seconds to work with. Can they recover another onside kick? Oh, my gosh, they can. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Bryson Burgess. And Heritage is going to have it again with 1:39.
What?
Oh, my goodness. This, by the way, is a magnificent onside kick by Ryan Zuckert. You can't do it better than this.
Look at the way that this thing bounces up right here.
That is picture perfect.
Wow.
That is picture perfect. And it's 1st and 10, Colleyville Heritage at the 42.
Okay.
Dude.
What? You missed this. Yeah, it's insane. It's just insane.
Texas high school football, man. It's just different here. 1st and 10. Weaver to the air. Pressured from behind. And taken down. Ball came out. Scooped up by Tucker Perriman. And Perriman's got himself a 4-yard carry.
Hey,
Jeremy Snyder on the far side saying, hey, back to the line of scrimmage. Gotta go. 119. Weaver. Deep shot. Looking for Wancombe. Wancombe's got the catch inside the 5.
Wow.
What is happening in Argyle?
He caught that. What a catch. What a throw.
Stop it.
By Weaver.
1:11 to play. Can they do it again? Weaver pressured. End zone shot. Incomplete at the ankles of Wancombe, who lost his helmet in the end zone.
That's unfortunate because now he has to come out of the game for a play.
This was 42-20 with 3.5 minutes to go. Now again, they still need 2 scores, but they've already recovered 2 onside kicks. At this point, what can't Ryan Zuckert do? So if they can score again, I don't know. The odds against recovering 3 successive onside kicks
Don't say that. Don't say it.
I'm just saying. We'll see. Can they get to the end zone first? Weaver sacked.
Hey, man, you have to burn one of your timeouts here. No, he doesn't.
I can't believe he didn't. They've got 2. That would have been the spot. It's going to be 3rd down and goal now from the 6. 48 seconds and moving. Weaver. End zone. Too high for Hebeson. He had Hebeson wide open.
Oh, right there. And you know what, Bodie Weaver, he's kicking himself again because he, like you said, had a man. Just ball comes out of his hand, not able to set his feet, and that ball is high.
They're going to kick the field goal. That actually makes sense here. Down 10, get the 3 points. because you can score a touchdown from anywhere on the field. You can't kick a field goal from anywhere. Get yourself back within a score and try and go kick one more onside
What
kick.
a game.
This game is bonkers. Zuckert puts it through.
It's true.
The 27-yarder makes it a one-score game again at 42-35.
All right. So Mike, set the people up, please, for this onside kick. Set them up again for it, because it's coming.
Buddy, I have not seen many onside kicks in my day executed better than the one Ryan Zuckert just kicked. The first one was good because it was just too hot to handle, and then they got a couple of lucky bounces for it to stay in bounds, and you pounce on top of it. The second one is as picture perfect as it gets, and that's I was not only a high school quarterback, I was a high school kicker as well, and that was something we worked on all the time, and that was back when you could just kick one bounce and pop it up in the air, and it was a little different. Now you have to have the multiple bounces so you can't call for the fair catch. You can't do it better than he did the second. You can't do it better than that. Again, the odds against recovering 3 successive onside kicks, somebody's going to have to put that into a calculator because it is infinitesimally small. But let's see what Ryan Zuckert can do. One more try at it, another big bounce. It's loose again. Argyle recovers. There to save the day for Argyle is Thomas Irwin on a ball that was there to be had.
Look at the bounce on this. Again, perfectly placed. And again, boy, that's just one of, if that ball comes down, the Panthers are in perfect position to recover it.
You know what I like about this? Irwin's the one who has the first bite at it. His hands get on that ball first, and he still goes back and gets it after he misses his first chance at it.
I don't know what that word was that you used to say small percentage, but I like it. But either way, you know, they come away with a big victory.
Kneel down time for Argyle. Remember when I said it was a little early to throw the reserves on the field?
You did. But you prefaced you prefaced this statement, though. Yeah, that was a little early. That was premature.
Boy.
But he won't do that again.
Man, that was a surprisingly exhilarating final 3.5 minutes of this football game. But the Argyle Eagles will hang on. 42-35, a weird, wacky football game tonight. But it's Argyle that gets the win in what was a huge game in District 3-5A Division II. It's Argyle that puts themselves in the catbird seat for a district title with the win tonight.
Yeah, this is absolutely great game, and I'm telling you, happy to be a part of it. Glad to have you back, but man, what a way to bring you back, man. A fantastic game. One of these games that we thought was going to be low scoring. I was predicting 17-10. Boy, was I wrong. When you look at that final score, 35-42, both of these defenses taken to the task. On the other side, I'm just going to obviously give the credit to Argyle that they deserve. They came out and they played some ball offensively. Their quarterback, man, spectacular. The way that Gasperson came out in that third quarter when the Panthers, were only down by 1. They needed Gasperson to do a good job. He loaded up, got the ball to Will Krzyzak and to Julian Caldwell. He just got his playmakers involved. Ake O'Neal also a part of, some of the great things that they did out here. But I got to say, McGuire Gasperson, man, he put this team on his back every time that the Panthers started to make a push, and he just exploded. And you're talking about those violent swings in this game. It was because of the way that McGuire Gasperson played in that third quarter that we're looking up in the fourth quarter, and you got your backups in because this game is looking like
we thought
they thought this game was over.
Gasperson was fantastic. He combined with Will Krzyzak on what to me was the play of the football game. Because back had come Colleyville Heritage, 20 points unanswered. It's a 1-point game after Argyle did lead 21-0. And 26 seconds later, the 70-yard catch and run by Krzyzak. And Krzyzak's the one who did a lot of the work on that one. He was terrific, breaking tackles and then breaking away from everybody on that catch and run to just kind of restore some order, I think, and some calmness on the Argyle sideline when it would have been an easy moment for them to go, what is going on here? Two of their leaders went out and made a play that just kind of allowed everybody to say, all right, we're going to be all right.
Just calm down.
And then they rolled off two more to put the game in a spot where it was nearly, anyway, effectively over. Credit to Colleyville Heritage twice tonight, making furious comebacks to make it a 1-point game and then a 7-point game here in the late going, but not quite enough to overcome the Argyle Eagles, and the number 5 team in the state will remain perfect in district. They move to 2-0 in district play. Colleyville Heritage falls to 2-1. Next up for Argyle, they are on their way to Everman a week from now. Colleyville Heritage now has their bye week before they play Everman on the 11th. Again, Seguin, the other team in district, worth keeping an eye on. Argyle plays Seguin on the 11th right here at Eagle Stadium. Heritage plays Seguin on the 18th, the very next week, at Arlington Seguin. Those two games, in addition to this one, that round robin is going to be what decides the district champion here in 3-5 AD2.
Yeah, these are two tough teams that you are going to see in the playoffs. And as I stated before, when it comes down to Colleyville Heritage, you know, they are going to continue to battle in that division. I'm curious to see what Arlington Seguin does. They're going to have both of these teams are headed towards some tough matchups versus an Arlington Seguin team that is going to fight them tooth and nail for those victories. Right now, if you're the Argyle Eagles, you're saying to yourself, man, this was a game that we should have won handily. It got interesting at the end. Those little small things, I'm sure that they're going to tweak and come back and be much stronger and be much better for it. But, man, what a ball game.
42-35 the final score. Quickly a look ahead to next week, because it should be fantastic. Yes. Denton Ryan at Aledo on the 4th. Duncanville DeSoto the next week. Man. I'm really intrigued by Forney Rockwall, by the way. I think that could be a fun football game. And how about Allen climbing up into the top 10 in the state rankings? They'll host Prosper on October the 25th. I think I know what game we're going to do on November 8th. I haven't even reached out to either school yet, so I'm not going to say it on the air yet. Okay. But a big win tonight by one of the top 5 teams in one of the state rankings, just to kind of give you a little teaser. You already know. You and I talked about this earlier tonight, but I can't say it without reaching out to the schools. I've got an idea what game we're going to do on November 8th, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But that schedule you just saw coming up these next 4 weeks should be a blast. The next 2 weeks in particular, oh my goodness. Denton Ryan, Aledo, and Duncanville DeSoto back-to-back. My friend, we will be spoiled to start October. Tonight here in Argyle, the McGuire-Gasperson Show. 5 combined touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 2 more through the air, 387 passing yards, 155 of them to Will Krzyzak, and Argyle gets the win. 42-35 the final to improve to 3-1 and 2-0 in district play. For our entire Friday Night Football team, our producer and director, Clay Marshall, our photographers, Graham Rayner and Pat Leal, Pete Friedman and Zachary Giannis back in-house at WFAA. Appreciations all around for our entire team. For Heckma Harrison alongside, I'm Mike Leslie. So long from Argyle. We will see you next week on Friday Night Football.